So you guys can keep talking because I figured that we're probably not going to be able to get started until 7 because Andy is going to be a little bit late. Probably not going to be able to.
Yeah, I'd rather him get mobbed.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to rush, so it's fine. Don't get caught.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't get caught.
DK. He has no tie. He has no grace.
You know he's
His coconut gun fires.
It's a gun.
Oh goodness! So you've got your backup all ready to go for tonight, though, right?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
there we
You're
go.
the one who
Yes.
we're asking about the backup, Mike, not the person who is actively under a coup de grace.
Literally,
Oh, shit, I was supposed to have a character? I guess I'll just leave. It's fine.
I mean, if you need a backup, I have one for you.
I
No,
don't.
but he wanted like a good one.
Yeah, I wanted a character I would play and enjoy.
All right.
Mike has been personally attacked.
No, it just means it's mine now. I get to use it.
Yeah, that's fine. To be fair, I had a pretty stellar punch man lined up. It was pretty good. It was pretty all
go
right.
ahead. Make one.
I did, but he's sidelined. I don't want to play him.
Why?
Because it's all he did. I mean, he's fucking amazing at it. He's a terrible monster in combat, and he's nothing anywhere else.
doesn't sound.
Yeah. Sound like a Justin character? Because,
Yeah, no, like I was gonna say that's opposite. Tend to go.
but he is also still fucking awesome. Wow, this is how you advertise your game?
Yeah.
My suffering is what you put on display?
Well, yeah, that's what makes the money.
Why is this the point when you're fucking surprised about this?
I'm so. I was gonna ask the same question. How are you surprised at this point?
Oh, it's so rarely my suffering.
You always start the stream by highlighting that John
It's-
Eric is never happy unless we're all unhappy.
I'm not trying to make you all unhappy. I'm trying to make plot things happen, and your character's suffering is what makes good plot.
Did you literally just ping me a direct link to the game I'm already in?
Oh shit! I meant to send that to Emery, not to you.
Please tell
Don't
me
lie to him.
It's the same message.
Hey, this is the game. Get in.
That's the exact same message. Come see if Zirac survived. It's like I'm fucking here. It's what I'm here for.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. You're not
Fuck,
gonna
man.
survive. Yeah, like you're not gonna survive.
I mean, I don't know. If you roll shit on the dice and I hit that fortitude save.
Yeah. That's totally the way things have been going for you guys so far.
It's exactly how it's going to play out.
So I actually double crit, oddly enough. So that means I quadruple because they're multiplicative, which is who knew? Pathfinder, right? So
They're
on
not-
a D4,
They're not multiplicative. They're additive.
the die explodes, and
You liar.
Takes out 20 people.
I need all of you to make a DC 47 fortitude save or die. Just everybody, because I mean the
One in
explodes.
5 chance.
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Mm.
So my new character's name
Mhm.
is Sir Rumsford.
Sir Rumsford.
Yep, Sir Rumsford. He's a
I-
knight, but
I'm
honestly, his
gonna
name's
close
actually Richard.
Discord.
Gotcha.
I'm
So-
gonna close this.
Are you sure it's not
Guy-
a small child slamming things in the background?
guys, I'm
Because I
gonna
can tell you.
guys, I'm gonna
bad.
close disc and then because it sounds like
Exactly.
Jacker's neck.
What a name.
Thanks. I came up with that one myself.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you should.
It's right there.
You came up with it yourself.
It's that place right there.
Yeah, it's
Be
that place
proud.
right there.
Be proud of the things you do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It says right here.
I love that we're all in. Oh, it's your circle. But to me, it was like, there's Jacker's neck right there. And I was like, Dandrin's fucking eons away.
Where he belongs.
But I realized that's just his cursor.
Get out of here, Dandarin. We don't even need you anymore.
Oh, fuck you. Shame about all your equipment. Sunder.
Breaks a bunch of shit and then leaves. We should fight him. Yeah, but we don't have weapons. Well, we have Ringer, but I mean, do we though?
I sunder his natural weapons.
Oh lord.
That's not till later, but that is a thing I can do.
I see. That's how we're doing this. Okay.
So what you're saying is you break my wrists.
Yeah, I break your wrist, and then I break your natural armor.
Break your wrists. I make you humble.
Basically, just-
You got a ghost infestation.
yes, I do. I'm glad you can hear that. We're handling our own.
The problem.
We'll see.
All right. I'm gonna get started at 7. Hopefully Andy's here by then.
Yeah.
But if he is not, well, until then, we've got 6 minutes. Was there anything anyone needed to handle character-wise or game-wise or anything before we get started?
I think I'm good.
Can I? Hold on. Let's just
I did have a question for
get
clarification.
this out of the way real quick.
What did you say, Noah?
I choose whether or not it's going.
Oof.
Noah, you're cutting in and out, man. We can't hear you.
You're cutting it out, and your voice seems to be going super fast.
Yeah, you sped up
Yeah,
way
yeah,
fast.
yeah.
Well, he's sped up because he's cutting in and out.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's just a catch-up thing.
I might restart my firewall.
All right, go ahead and restart.
You're definitely cutting out.
Never to be seen again.
And that was the last we ever saw of Noah.
It's weird because we were just hearing.
I mean, we still talk to him. It's just the last we ever saw of him.
Yeah, that was it. We used the Ouija board, and he seems to pick up all right.
Yeah. The old Ouija, the Ouija, if you will.
The Luigi board, if you're really feeling frisky.
Which you are. I mean, given the Ouija.
I love that he's just in the. Which you are. We all know it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Here.
Given the Ouija. Love it. Seems like a chill dude to be talking on a Ouija. Anybody else need anything to do in character-wise? Dope.
I break the man's knees.
Well, that guy doesn't have knees that are intact anymore.
Mm.
Well, that doesn't stop it from taking a full round action.
Wow.
Oh, well, I did my best.
And he goes, I can't really stand, but I'm still going to stab her to death. And Danron's like, God, I gotta admire his willpower. You do you, bud.
Well, who am I to intervene? He really wants it. I think he's earned it.
I sunder his wrists. Well, he still can hold the knife in his mouth. Actually, surprisingly.
Oh,
so he
that's
just
I can't interfere with that level of commitment. Come on, that's professionalism right there.
he just
This-
goes for it.
Cunning. Dash cunning of him. Using his mouth.
Dash cunning.
That's Cunningham. Just out of curiosity, we built with 25 point buy. 20.
No, that's a lot. I think we went with 20.
We did. 25 is a lot, as you said.
Yeah, I think I went with 20 because 25 basically makes superheroes.
Okay, see if that fixes it.
So far, so good.
I mean, it's probably. I think it's going to be an ongoing issue, to be honest. But we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, it was 20 point buy with various ability score limitations. Like, can't have more than a 20 after you apply your racial bonuses and stuff.
No, it makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
for no reason, certainly not building another character.
Mm. Mm.
Cool. As with everything else, I'm approving all characters, so don't get your heart super set on something and then not run it by me, because it can
He's
reserve.
literally a fighter. He's a conscript.
It doesn't matter. Like,
I will run it by you.
okay, because if you try to bring in something that I haven't approved, the answer is automatically no.
No, I want to play Dandarin, and I want to continue playing Dandarin. I am just.
I want you to play Dandarin too. I just want him to be good, and I'm waiting for that moment.
I'm waiting for him to as well. And if you can see, look, I rolled 3 times at the beginning of the game, and that's the 3 best rolls I'll roll tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. I don't know why you did this.
Yeah. That
I was
Why
trying to
burn
get
them?
ones out of the way.
Yeah,
That's not gonna work that way though.
I mean that whole like I hit AC 23 for 8 points of damage. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, shame.
You could have used that during an attack.
Shame. Just a damn shame. That's what that is.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what happens when it's actually your turn.
I was listening to the Manifest Zone about the Talinta Plains and about the halflings, and I was like, this does nothing to make me want to play a halfling or play in the Talinta Plains. It was so far
That
probably
is-
the only really like disappointing episode I've listened to, where I was like, this didn't make halflings any more interesting, and it didn't make the Tongue to Plains any more interesting. It was just like, do whatever you need with it, and it's like, I can do that already with anywhere.
All right, guys, you know what we're doing. We got to go to the Talenta. This might
That's
be
a
why
great-
I'm consistently dying.
Yeah.
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 You being a huge douche nozzle doesn't have anything to do with the punishment that Zorak takes, but it makes the punishment feel real good.
Okay. Well, as long as you get some enjoyment out of it, then that's fine.
There we go.
So, quick recap of last week. So, last week we left Seer, left New Seer right here, and went on the road. And yeah, we were basically on the road. We're doing the caravan thing. We're traveling along. Eric, can you please go push to talk?
I'll do you one better.
He just leaves.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah, so everybody was on the road. They were doing their thing, going from New Seer up to Starlasker. Stopped for lunch and saw what could have been some attackers on the road, but eventually realized that those were just hunters. Moved up a little bit more and found signs of a fight, including a wagon that had been sort of overturned and attacked, and eventually got to Jacker's Knack, where everybody decided to stay in an inn, which is called the Round Bear. This is that inn. And let's see, I have a map somewhere of Jacker's Knack. I think that's this one. Yeah, there we go. So everybody arrived in Jacker's Knack, which is basically like there's a little cliff here that sort of looks off, and you can see like 30 or so miles this way because of the height of that and the general flatness of the plains that are out to the east. Everybody's in the Round Bear, which is this guy right here, and everybody's just sort of hanging out, doing their thing. People go to bed, they're taking watch shifts, that sort of thing, and then in the middle of the night, there's an attack that's going on outside the inn. Zorak rushes to save the victim, and the victim turns out to not be a victim, and the people that are attacking her turn out to not be attacking her, and it was a ploy to get Zorak to come out. And so now everybody is fighting to save Zorak, because Zorak is currently in the clutches of this man, and he is in the middle of performing a coup de grace to just try to slit her throat. The group started in various places, like many of them in their bedroom, that sort of thing. People are trying to run over here to see what's going on. I believe Ringer just arrived and punched a wizard. There's a man over here at the window who keeps like trying to reach in and slash it at Lumio, and Zorak's bodyguard is trying to save her. Dandarin's trying to save her, but the mercenaries are managing to fight them both off for the moment. So I believe that gets us caught up. So I think we're going to keep this encounter going where it was. So we ended, I believe it was turn 3, with Dandarin going like, "No, screw it, I'm gonna try to attack again," and he just didn't manage to connect with the swing. So we will go to the next round, and then top of the next round is Cherrun.
So just to clarify, this fool right here, the one that's got is it shift?
It's X.
C. Damn, close. This guy right here, he's track 3. Okay.
Wait,
That is
he's
important
track
to know.
3? What?
So he's the last. He's the second to last person on the tracker. Sorry, his initiative
Ugly.
is 3.
Yes.
And he's the one that has Zorak
Currently,
ready for
yes.
coup de grace. Okay.
Yes.
Oh hell. Okay. I can't really get over there, so Cherrun is going to go there, and he's going to go. Yeah, he's going to go. How does this Metroline? I know it's not a Metroline, but how does that wizard?
I really wish that I wasn't talking as the bad guy there, but sure.
It's
Um,
a tutorial level.
The Metroline looks, I believe, yeah, she looks, in a word, really, really not great at all. Ringer just beat the shit out of her with one solid charging jump punch.
There's a rock in that hand.
Okay. So she's looking like Garbo. Let me.
And then
let me
there's
check.
this dude here with the big crossbow, and you have dark vision, and this dude is lit by the window, so you could also see that Clyde is over here, trying to shrug off his lightning so that he can do something.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to take a barrage. I'm gonna use barrage, and I'm gonna hit this guy with my. I'm gonna try and hit this guy with my flashbang, and then I'm gonna try and hit this guy with the other shot.
Okay.
So because this guy is out of my range increment, that will be at a -E, I believe.
-2. Wait, what's
-2?
your range increment?
30.
Yes, it'll be -2. And
Okay,
you
so-
won't get the +1 to hit from point blank shot.
Yes. But this guy is within my range increment, so
And he's within the bonus for point blank shot.
that one will be a point blank shot.
Cool. Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. And I already have the buff from the weapon polish going on. This is at technically a -1. No, it's still -2 because it already does. Still -2. All right. And then the regular crossbow on the wizard is going to be at a -4 total.
Yeah, do you have a precise shot?
Yes, I have the sniper sphere.
Okay, cool.
Damn it.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You okay? Doing anything else?
I guess I could scout, but it doesn't really help at this time. Like they're human. Cherrun probably already knows what, and that's
My only weakness.
that's my turn. That's all I got.
Oh, damage. The one thing that really damages me.
I think Cherrun might yell at he might yell at Ringer to go help Sir.
Okay, so you think he might. Does he?
Yeah, he will yell at Ringer to go help Serac. Help Shifter, run quick. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty. This dude, this charming fellow right here, he's going to take an attack at you. Does that hit you?
I believe so. Let me. My AC is 16, so that does hit.
All right. Whew.
Oof.
Uh,
That hurt.
yeah. Sorry, I called it a heavy crossbow before. It's not. It's a light crossbow. But you see him sort of slap another arrow in the light crossbow, and then he just spins, levels it, bam, gets you right in the gut. And after him is gonna be this man who looks at Dander and says, "Stupid dwarf, get away!" And then he tries to punch you.
No.
Dander, does that hit you?
No.
Was that a yes? A no?
That
He
was,
said,
that was a no. I said no.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. You like
Oh,
unmuted.
I thought
and
it was
then-
on fast enough.
No.
No, that 16 does not hit me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he basically tries to clobber at you, and you do the dwarven thing where you put the top of your head in the way, and so he punches your helmet and goes like, "No, fucking, that hurt." And then Clyde.
Ain't he stunned still?
No, you dazed him last round, so he lost a turn already.
Oh, so then it's been my turn yet?
Oh no, wait, hold on. Actually, yeah, sorry, you dazed him last round, so I think he loses this turn.
Yeah, because he acted and then I acted and then I stunned him, and so
That is currently what the initiative is.
Yep, unable to act normally, and all right, cool. Yeah, so he's going to be stunned this round. After Clyde
That's nice for him.
is going to be you. Well, he's not stunned; he's dazed. Those are different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
one of the two. All right. So I will attack him.
okay.
And just a regular attack that I have. Let's see. Still have 4 left. 3 left. So I'm going to upgrade my damage on the attack.
Okay.
But it's just going to be a regular force attack on him.
Okay, so you're just shooting the ray.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yay! That probably hits his touch AC.
That will actually hit his touch AC.
Yay!
I was like,
So
you could still miss this because he still has his dex and like he's got some cover. Like Lumio might miss this. His attack roll is pretty trash, and then you hit.
Yep. And he takes 4 damage.
Yeah, he does. Hold on.
All right. And I yell out the window, did somebody ask for a chair? Because I know that ringer exists. And we'll see what happens.
Hold on.
Just that phrase. Did somebody ask for a chair?
No?
All right.
Like, toss it out, but no one asked for it.
Wow. Okay. You don't believe in the setup. I get it. I'll leave you alone. No more tossing chairs out to people who are ready for them. I'll just throw chairs at people.
That's what I do. Go ahead. Please do that.
I was throwing
Actually,
it
no,
at
wait.
you so that you could.
This second one doesn't matter. All right. So Corley is going to move up there. This guy, Fugly number 1, is going to take a swing at her. But it's going to bounce off her shield, and then she's coming in with her longsword and trying to smash it into Fugly number 2. And she will swing at him. The original second roll was so that Fugly number 2 could attack her, but he's currently involved in a full round action, so that's not possible. And she will bounce. So yeah, she sort of swings around, blocks one with her sword, and then says, "Get your hands off of her," and swings her sword at the guy, and he's very adept at like putting Zaract in the way. So like if you want to hit him, you kind of have to be a little bit more accurate with it, and she's not able to take him out. And so from there, we're going to go to Leon.
Yep.
So
Last we left off.
when last we left off, Delian alerted Bawin to his presence.
So I'm just going to, let's see. I guess we'll let a coin decide. All right. So as she looks like into the wagon, Delian will be like, "Hey, it's just me, just making sure that everything's secure here."
Give me a bluff check.
Sure. Page.
Why did you just disappear? I think I clicked the wagon and it made you not be in
Yep.
front of it.
Again, we are one. So I got a 12.
Heartache to heartache you stand.
Wow.
And Bawin looks at you and does this sort of movement that you've seen at least one of the Deneth women do before, where she just kind of like nods forward real quick, and when she does it, her visor slams into place, and she says, "I don't care what you think you were doing. Get out of our wagon."
Alrighty. And I'll get out of the wagon.
And she's basically going to move to such a point as she has eyes on you.
Okay.
That's pretty much your turn.
Yeah, I know. This is just me thinking ahead. So yeah, that's my turn.
All right. And Zaract, you're unconscious.
That's me.
But while you're unconscious, I do need to add 2 other people. Way to go, Giver. And I'm going to have him go. All right. So Lumio, you see Gever and Zinna. Zinna is essentially in like night clothes with her axe, and Gever is also in night clothes with his sword and shield, and they run over, and at pretty much the same time they're going, "What's going on? What's happening? Who are you fighting?"
That fella through the window thinks I should stop hitting his goons from assassinating our friends, specifically some of the people who are paying us. And the dog is barking. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. I can also hear a dog barking.
Okay.
Okay. So their turn is basically running over to you, but they're going to be able to get a little bit closer. So you have Gever sort of right behind you, and then Zen on the other side. And
Yeah. Someone probably dropping off a package. So
Fugly number this one is going to swing at Dandrin.
That will hit me.
Hey, it doesn't crit though.
It's gonna be like, if that crit, I'm going to
small
tower.
favors.
Dandrin, take 4 points of subdual damage, please. This man swings in with what look it's just this like sort of a black leather bag full of sand. And he swings it at you, and it manages to come up kind of just under like the strap of your helmet and just get you like right in the chin. And it hurts. It doesn't break anything. You're not stunned. Nothing's broken. But ow.
You brought a sap to a hammer fight.
He's like, wasn't supposed to be no fight. Was just supposed to be us killing the woman. Go away now and you don't have to fight this.
It's too late for you.
All right. Metroline's gonna take a step back from Ringer as a standard action.
Smart idea.
She is then, as a move action, going to take more steps back and leave.
2 very smart ideas.
Yeah, you did almost all of her hit points in a single punch. She's gonna leave. Ringer, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Is charging considered running, or is it considered a double move?
Charging is it's a full round action to charge. It allows you to move double your speed and make a single attack at a +2 to hit.
And that attack be a combat maneuver.
It can be certain combat maneuvers. It can't be any combat maneuver that says you do this as a standard action. It can be combat maneuvers that say like you do this as an attack action. So like, for example, it can be sunder or trip or disarm, but it can't be like trample, because trample takes a standard action. So it depends on the maneuver you're trying to do.
Well, I was planning on trip, so
Trip is one that you can do.
great. I will do that.
Okay.
This is not using improvised weapon. I do not get.
That's against my CMD.
Yep.
You hit.
Great. He's tripped. That's my bread and butter you're fucking with.
So it's this guy, and he goes prone.
Yep.
There's a little upside down man icon for prone. Look at that. Okay. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna say a reflex save to see if he keeps a grip on his target. Because he's holding her. You didn't disarm him of her. You didn't grapple him away or anything. You just made him go to the ground, and he, she doesn't have an ability to do anything but go to the ground.
Yeah,
so,
but I am disrupting their ability to aim and all that too.
Yeah, like this is me going like, does he manage to keep his eyes on the prize, or does he just go down like a bag of hammers? So eyes on the prize. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I just used a full round action. If I used a hero point, take another action, could it be an attack?
Yes.
Cool. I'll do that.
Okay. And you are attacking a man what is prone.
I am.
So I believe you get like I get a penalty. You don't get a bonus. Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
Cool. I'm also going to point out that I'm using all of my tension. I have gained 2 from that round.
Okay.
I was already at 2, so I'm at 3.
Okay. So
I'm putting that on attack and damage.
So basically, you run up, you throw this guy on the ground, and then you do like the big lifting axe kick thing, like wham.
Yes.
All right. Roll the attack roll.
Windows.
So thanks to the penalty of being prone, that is going to hit.
Cool. This is gonna hurt.
I imagine it will. Holy crap. Yeah, he's.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you just clobber him. Like, the helmet has a dent, and you just wham. He is out badly. Okay.
Ooh.
So, oh wait, that killed both Fuglies. Damn it. I can't use that symbol because it's gonna say the other one's dead. So I'll just oh, I know what to do. Here, I'll do this. No, wait. Let me draw on the map. This guy. It won't let me draw on the. That one's dead. That's all I can. That's all I can do. That one's dead. That particular guy.
Could just move him like over there.
Yeah, that's true too. Here, I can just. He's not an issue. He's dead.
You might want to take
I deleted that man.
the trip off the other fugly.
Yeah, I just realized that. Does that mean that I have to make a different token for each dude in a fight, even if they all have the same stats?
Probably.
That's butts.
I mean,
I bet
Probably
you
not-
Justin would say no.
Probably not token, but different names.
So you can set them up so that they all reference the same sheet. It's actually an option in the token, like the advanced token.
all right, I'll figure it out to do it next time. So
Sure.
cool.
Make you a video that's useful.
Dandrin, it's your turn next. Ringer just ran up and took care of the man what was hurting Zeract, but you still have two next to you, both of whom are trying to hit you.
Well, I hit one of them with a hammer. In the head. I will hit. Why is this not? Is that the one? How does that?
X. Yep.
There we go.
All right. Go ahead and roll it. Yes.
And I do 7.
Oh, actually, he's out too. Yeah, you do a nice where you sort of. This dude's a bare knuckle brawler type, and you keep managing to put armored parts in front of the bare knuckles and not letting him really get to the flesh bits. And then when you do it for like the third time, and he pulls his hand back, like ow, you just kind of catch him in the armpit with the hammer, and he just goes down. And he goes down real hard. So that was your standard attack. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna shift over to here so that the other fugly has a harder time getting away from me.
Okay. Sounds good. And Cherrun, it's your turn. You took on an archer in an archery contest, but you decided to be the butt.
Yeah. Poor decisions. Poor decisions, John Eric. Poor decisions.
Uh-huh.
Question. Will being in this bush here give me cover or no? Is it just difficult terrain?
It might give you concealment, but probably not against somebody that watches you walk into that spot.
Okay, that's fair.
Like if somebody is directly observing you and you go like, but now I'm in a bush, I'm so hidden. Nah.
Okay. In that case, that doesn't really make sense for me to be in it. So
I'm gonna run in front of them. We're just gonna keep reloading and shooting at each other until one of us goes down.
I mean, pretty much. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't really have
A naked gun scene.
I don't really have
With
an
crossbows.
alternative.
It's gonna be one of those gunfights from the gun kata scene from Equilibrium, only with crossbows.
Yeah. Only
It's
with
exactly.
crossbows. So I should get right up in his grill and shoot him full of crossbow bolts.
Yeah, and both of you
Wait.
can continually provoke attacks of opportunity, but be unable to capitalize on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing, boys. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. We will pull up the sheet. Combat flashbang him.
Is there any AoE at all in that flashbang?
No, not yet. Not yet.
If you walked up next to him and were like, now we're both blind.
Yeah, it's only the target for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only the target for so first attack. Okay.
Nope.
Second attack. 2.
Well, that'll hit.
Okay. I will spend. So he's gonna take 3 points of damage.
Yes.
I will spend a hero point
Okay.
to take another action.
What? Tell me a story, Noah. What sort of heroic action you taking?
I would like to shoot him again.
Okay, so here's the thing. You provoked twice from the shots that you just took. You provoked twice more from reloading your crossbows. And now you're provoking one more time from shooting. These don't matter. I just want you to know this is how many times you're
Yeah.
provoking.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what's going on.
All
Are
right.
you
Go
are you
ahead and-
frustrated that you don't have a
No.
It's like he could be one of those guys that has a crossbow bayonet, but he's not because he has 5 other dudes that are supposed to be, in front of him.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And confirmed. So is that a
Mm.
confirmed crit?
That is
Yes.
a confirmed critical.
Jesus, 13 damage.
That's actually, I believe, 18 points of damage because you add the 5 underneath the regular as well. And he has to make a fortitude check if he's not dead.
One second, sir. Whether or not he's out is sort of dependent on if flashbang damage is
Subdual. Is that
dealing 1d4 bludgeoning, slashing, and passion. Nope, that's just damage. So you did 3 to him before, and you just did 18. Well, let me put that little skull. I gotta say that skull is not satisfying. I like the big X from from Roll20. That's
Mhm.
that's a little better.
How
But
far did that Metroline run?
to there.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot the Metroline since I have.
Nope. You get another attack. You don't get.
It's a barrage action, the special attack action.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
because you get the standard attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I will shoot the Metroline with a regular cross blank shot. It's off this time. 4 points of
Congrats.
damage.
You put a bolt into the back of a woman who is fleeing for her life.
Well, she shouldn't have tried to kill my friend.
She didn't try to kill your friend technically because she shot someone else.
She shot my friend. She shot my grieving friend.
I think this is
Someone
a parasocial relationship. These people are not your friends.
I guess that's pretty fair. I met these
Okay.
mooks, what, 2 weeks ago?
Well, things have kind of changed. After Cherrun, it's gonna be Clyde. Let's see. Clyde is going to down a potion, and I know that there's not going to be a symbol for this, but I'll use that one. He downs a potion, and Lumio, what you see is the man in front of you begins to look sort of faintly translucent, almost like you're seeing somebody through the fog, and then you sort of realize that you're seeing someone who is fog, and then he starts to float like up over the inn.
It's comprised of water vapor, right? That's conductive.
It is. You know what else it's? Lightning.
So
But I don't think that actually counts.
that was his turn. Lumio, it's your turn.
I'm pretty good with Arcana. Would I know that he's doing a cloud form?
You can go ahead and roll spellcraft for me, actually.
Okay. Oh, come on. One moment.
Mm-hmm.
Logging into Mythweavers. There we go. Jeez. I believe it's 9. Knowledge Arcana 8. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, you know that what he just drank was a potion of gaseous form.
Oh, okay.
And it would give you the sort of like the general things that potion of gaseous form has. So like basically he can fly, sort of in quotes, at a very slow speed that gets a little bit faster if he's going in the same direction as the wind, and he gets pretty high DR against like non-magical things. Yeah, that's pretty much what you get.
Okay. Would I rough guesstimate know how long that potion would probably last?
How long it would last? Let's see. If it's a typical potion of gaseous form, it's probably gonna last. It can, if it's a typical one, it'll last about about 10 minutes max. But he can turn it off whenever he wants.
Okay. So we could probably assume that he's cutting and running, and we won't find him. So then I'm going to put down a totem. Make this whole thing just wrap up.
Okay.
And that will be the totem of... Oh, what's the base one? Hold on. Not under charm. War, that's right. I need to go to war.
That's the one that's like a 55-foot radius or something like that.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, and it makes everybody better.
Okay.
Totem of War. Yeah, that's the one I'll drop. Plus 2 bonus to all weapon damage rolls.
Okay. So everybody that's his ally within that area gets +2 to their damage rolls. Is it all weapon damage rolls?
It is.
Okay. All weapon damage rolls.
So Ringer, use a twig.
Okay. So at this, next is going to be Corley. Corley is just going to basically grab Zaract and drag her over here, and then sort of put herself in front and just stand there with like her weapon ready. She doesn't do anything else. She is just concerned about protecting Zaract. So, Dillian,
Yep.
what you doing?
Been puzzling trying to figure out how to get out of this pickle. Okay. I will look over to her and be like, we're on the same side, right?
And she says, "The same side of what?"
We're both in this journey together, you and me, and everybody else, honestly. And we're just here guarding whatever this thing was. I heard a scuffle, and I said I was going to jump in the wagon to make sure everything was safe. You must have misheard me.
You said you were going to go investigate.
I said no such thing.
Step away from our wagon, or I will strike you
But-
down.
Well, you probably shouldn't do that.
This is not something that you talk your way out of, gnome. Step away.
No, it
or
isn't.
be
I'm just
cut
saying that.
apart.
Yeah. I'm just saying that because behind you there seems to be like this weird thing growing, and it's pretty spooky. And I cast Sphere of Darkness in the room that
okay, oh,
leaks out through the window and such.
okay, so like casting comes from you.
Yeah,
So like she's gonna see that you cast it.
is it like grand gestures?
Yeah. Like you're the one
Oh.
casting.
Okay, I didn't know if I. Well, then fuck me then. I'll just step away.
Depends on if it has a somatic component. If it has a somatic component and like a verbal component, it's obvious. If it doesn't, like if it's an illusion thing, it might be something you can sneak, but I would read up on it.
No, it's whatever. I'll just step away. Don't want to be cut down. Okay, I'll be over here.
Yeah, like we picked somatic casting for your casting. So like when you cast, it's clear that you're casting.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Okay.
I misunderstood. That'll be me.
All right, and then Zarak's turn passes, and then
Yay.
then Zinna is outside, and then Gever is outside. So it's just basically two people with their weapons and their underwear. And then after that, it's going to be Dandarin. Would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Don't mind if I do.
Of course, this time he hits. God damn it.
I don't do a lot of damage though.
8's a pretty good amount of damage. And then this guy bolts. He runs like as far and as fast as he can because he realizes that everyone just died or left. So he runs 120 feet away. Like he's just gone. Like he's just like,
The run feat.
screw this, not worth it. And he just leaves. And at that point, I believe our combat is done. So I'm going to end the combat. Empty the turn tracker. Checking. Yes. All right. And so, now that we're not in combat, what would you all like to do?
I mean, Cherrun gonna go give Zarak some nice salve. Get him back up and running, and have him down like that. No
Her.
fun. Go. Yes, her. Pardon me. I did it wrong again. Every time.
Slash roll.
Yeah.
Literally anything you do, because it was exactly the amount of hit points. Yeah, she's up and running.
Note that since that is actual, like magical healing, it's going to heal 1 point of subdual for each point of actual healing as well.
Does it count as magical?
Salve, yes. It's a supernatural ability, so yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I might as well. How is she looking compared to everybody else?
She's exceptionally healthy, just woozy.
Okay. How's Dandarin look?
I'm looking all right.
Uh,
My damage is all not real damage. It'll be mild bruises.
Because Cherrun has a bolt in the side of his frickin' ribs. So I think then he'll just.
Once Shrewd does that, Zarak will ask, "Are any of them alive? Did you save the woman?"
On your head, too. She fell. Cherrun made sure she did escape.
Then it's even more important to determine if any of them are alive. I don't know why they did set up an ambush here.
Cherrun will check. Cherrun saw this hit are very, very hard. We see.
And I guess Cherrun's gonna start doing some heal checks to see if any of them are actually alive.
yeah, go ahead and give me a heal check.
Oh, crit fail. Shame.
Nope.
If they were, they're not anymore.
Yeah, by the time you're able to like heal up yourself a little bit, then get over and help them out, like they're gone.
I guess while I'm checking them, do they have anything neat on them?
This isn't what you were checking for originally.
That's fair. Okay.
Like going over and checking the vitals of all of them is not. And now, also tell me all the shit.
Yeah. No.
Are
that's
you
fair.
now doing that?
Yeah, I might as well because I'm gonna have to. That perception.
No. Like
Oh, okay.
it's just a different thing. It takes longer. Like going to a person that's bleeding and going like, "Hey, I'm gonna see if he's alive. I might have enough time." He's dead. All right, well then I'm gonna spend a couple minutes like completely looting this body before I jump to the next person. Like that's the difference there.
That makes sense. Yeah, because you like say like, okay, this guy's dead. I should go check the other before I come back and what's on there. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah.
So, this guy, who is this again? I think that's Fugly. Oh, I can't click him. There we go. Mugsley has a pretty nice crossbow and some bolts. Otherwise, the three men are all just wearing leather. One of them had a pretty nice set of manacles. And you can find the key on his person. There's a pair of saps. There's a good amount of coin between all of them. And the guy with the manacles also had he has a couple of potions on him. Once you check the woman's body, the main thing of note that you find, aside from a couple of pouches of spell components, is that she has a strange looking knife. It sort of looks like it's basically a bread knife. It looks like a bread knife, with a checkered red and white cloth wrapped around it. And that's the majority of what you find.
Can I use I can use alchemy to determine the potion?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll. All right. So he has 3. One of them is odd. It is a targeted. It's an oil basically. This oil works as a targeted dispel. For basically bonuses to escape artist. It's like if you have grease on you, he can pour this on you and get rid of grease. One of them is a potion of cure light wounds, and the other one is a potion of ant haul.
What? Ant haul?
Ant haul. It doubles what you can carry for a small amount of time.
Ha. Well, I'll take the cure light wounds and the potion of ant haul because I want it. And we'll say, I guess I just take what I can and then carry it over to the rest of the party, I suppose.
Okay.
For them to what they would like. Potion. Yeah, that's what Cherrun does.
All right. And what's everybody else doing?
Delian will just head inside. Seems like you have this covered.
Okay. Bowing will basically just stay by the wagon.
Yep.
Okay. Once Zoract is back up, Zinna and Gever will move a little closer. And Zinna's like, "Are you all right? Do you need any more help? Is there anything we can do? Anything we can get you?"
I'm fine, thank you. Your concern is, but what would be most useful, I think, here is perhaps checking with the bartenders. These folk were local, and if so, we can find out where they came from and where we might find those who'd understand why they performed this.
And Gever says, "Yeah, I can do that." And he just kind of like sort of high steps back over the window thing and back into the inn and starts heading towards the back. The innkeeper's not really awake right now, so he's going to end up like pounding on a bunch of doors trying to see where the innkeeper is, but he'll handle that. Corley looks at you and says, "If I am to be your bodyguard, you must wait for me. You must allow me to protect you."
You're not wrong.
"I know that I am not wrong. This is why I'm saying this. If you hire people to protect you and then you run headlong into danger on purpose, what you are hiring is you are hiring us to fail. Or, and this is far worse, you don't value the lives of me or of the other people under your employ who must sacrifice themselves to protect you. Part of this necessitates that you are doing what you can to save yourself."
Yes, but it seemed there was the life of someone else, and I'm here to protect. Admittedly, it seems caught up in this. Okay, look, what if we set up certain parameters where speed is of a necessity?
"Even if there was another life on the line, I could give 2 shits about that life. They are not my client. I have been hired to protect you, and you ran headlong into danger for no reason. There are others who could have looked. You could also have climbed out the window and then said, Coralie, please come with me.
I suppose I just.
Are you all right?
Yes. Hit with a sap, but conscious, aware. Thanks to Cherrun. I take it they didn't cause too much harm otherwise.
They were going to slit your throat. Your friend saved your life.
For what purpose?
I don't
I'm
know.
not from anywhere around here. I don't know these people.
If I might, says Lumio at the window, it's so that if this should happen to one of us, you would do the same.
I think she was more asking why they were trying to kill her specifically.
Oh, I generally assume how she talks to people.
Oh, no. I think we've been through enough at this stage. If somebody were to come after you, then it'd be a little bloodier than this. I would have your back.
Oh, excellent. I will
No.
pay closer attention to our dealings in order to ascertain, potentially, why someone would want any of our group's heads.
This is going to be important. We can't conduct our business if we have assassins and thugs after all time. Much less complete the things we've been asked. Speaking of, I suppose I should see. And at this, Zeract will look at her bodyguard. I suppose we should see if the wagons are in good shape. This may well have been a diversion as well.
Boween has given no sign, so I do not think there is a problem. But yes, we can go look. And Zena goes, yeah, I mean, I imagine if there was something wrong, we would have heard, like, Delian shout for help or something.
That's probably.
And then but the two of them are more than willing to walk with you sort of over here to check. Meanwhile, Dandarin and Ringer, are the two of you doing anything of note?
I suppose I'll just look around and try and see if there's anything that needs repair and whatnot. And also, my child started talking the moment I did.
Yeah, we all heard. No, like, they didn't come in and do 1 point of damage to each thing that all of you were carrying. They were trying to kill one of you.
Well,
So
I
there's-
meant more like, who broke out windows? Who damaged? Like, people busted out of things. Like, I took the time to slowly open, but I distinctly remember someone going, and doing the dramatic dive out the window.
This, Zarak sort of jumped out the window, but didn't jump, like, through the glass. Actually, no, wait, Coralie did jump through the glass. So this window over here is, like, broken. This one over here was open. Lumio fired a thing, and then somebody tried to cut Lumio with a fox. So, the only window that's broken is over here, and you can't roll your blacksmith on glass.
But yet I
Hit it
can
with my hammer.
Not with that attitude, I can't.
check the glass steel sphere. I can treat glass as steel. Hammer it back into place.
Yeah. Okay, so, you can, like... She didn't, like, shatter the frame or anything, so there's nothing you can really do there.
Yeah,
It's...
I'm basically going to assess damages
Yeah.
just so that we can pay them back.
Okay.
Because I have appraised, so I can just look
Yeah.
through, guesstimate how much it's going to cost us, that sort of thing.
Go ahead and
What
give
a
me an
merchant you are.
Go ahead and give me an appraise check.
Yep.
So with the fact that this is a fairly large window, the largeness of it is going to necessitate a good amount of payment. You're estimating it's going to be at least 15 gold, if not more.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
an oof, like, oh shit, someone
Well,
spent actual money on this. This inn is actually nice. Ugh.
Yeah, we're gonna take that out of what we took off the bodies.
Okay. And Ringer, are you doing anything?
When the adrenaline finally wears off, he just starts like clutching the parts of him that are still bruised from the fight he had earlier that night.
Yeah. Did you actually take any damage in this, or were you still just like under a lot of subdual from the fight with Zena?
I didn't take any damage from this fight, but I started at 17 health and 11 non-lethal.
Nice.
So I still need a nap.
Yeah.
I feel like Cherrun might pick up on that.
You can't do anything though. You already healed me for the day.
Salves I can do. Salves are different than med heal.
Yeah, and he can do his healer's satchel thing on you like 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that when we went in the mine adventure, Ringer kept taking every hit, so you very quickly got to that 4. So yeah, if Cherrun wanted to
I can
to heal
use
him up.
salves. I can use salves 5 times a day on on a target.
Okay.
So
I mean, couldn't
yeah, I
you
can-
also just make your healing check?
Yeah, but that consumes part of the med kit.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
So
Okay.
like I might as well just use the salve because it could potentially heal more and it doesn't cost any
That's
stuff.
fair.
But I have to be too hard.
Actually, no, I take that back. You did hit me. Because I think I got shot by a crossbow.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the very least, you have a crossbow bolt in you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, pass the check, and then that's heal 9 points of damage. That's after 15 minutes.
Cool. I'm at full health and 2 non-lethal.
All right.
Nothing a nap can't fix.
And around the time that you're clearing that up, Lumio, the matronly half orc comes up behind you with Gever,
Mhm.
and Gever says, "I managed to find her."
Thank you. We've
And-
had a bit of an incident.
Yeah, I heard that someone was fighting right outside my inn.
Someone was attempting killing outside your inn. There was some damage to your property, and we are discussing compensation on your part. We apologize for our part in that.
Did anyone die?
Several individuals. Luckily, none of your patrons.
Can you bring him over to the window so I don't have to put on shoes?
Of course. Ringer?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Thank you.
For the
I did-
damages. And Dandrin will hand over the cost of the window.
And she goes, "And what were the damages exactly?"
One broken window, and it was to that room there, and I pointed out.
Well, that's gonna cut into the budget a bit. All right.
Well, that's why we're paying you back for the window.
What?
Did you miss the part where I explicitly said I hand over the cost of the damages?
No, I got that. And she goes,
Okay, I just...
"Where's the cost of the days that I can't rent it out?"
I'll hand her... Would I be able to assess, based on my knowledge of various crafting, approximately how many days that would probably take? It shouldn't take more than a day once it's repaired,
Give me...
but it might take time to get it ordered.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a profession check. I'm going to give you a penalty to this because it's not blacksmithing, but you can give me the profession check.
Sure. What's the penalty?
I'll take it into account for what you roll. Okay, so you know that the replacing of it isn't necessarily going to be the issue. The fact is that she has to send off for it. It's glass. Like, she'll have to send off to a glassworks, which this town is clearly not big enough to have.
Yes. No,
So-
that makes sense.
So she'll have to send off to like Star Alaska and then have one delivered here. Is basically where the cost is coming from. So it's going to be at least a week.
Forgot I muted myself. Well, I do apologize for that. But we are, of course, compensating the crafting and replacing cost of the window. I do apologize for the time that the room will be otherwise unavailable.
Well, in that case, I want to claim what's on their bodies to try to make some of the cash back.
Just a moment. It was Cherrun that picked up stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or was it
Yeah.
a combination of... All right, I'll go to Cherrun. Cherrun, lad.
Yes.
The innkeep would like to reclaim some of the items off of the bodies to recoup cost of time. But the room will otherwise be unoccupied. I don't think we should turn over everything, since we were also accosted, and as such we have some right. But it seems like a decent enough thing to do.
How long room remain unoccupied?
I would guess about a week. About a week to send off and get the glass built up for the window.
Cost
And the cost. Oh, that room. How much was it again, John Eric, for one of those rooms?
These,
Gold piece a night.
yeah, these were a gold piece a night.
Oh, yeah.
Cherrun like reaches into the bag that he just got and puts the 7 gold piece on top of the cost of window.
Okay.
that,
There you go.
Dander had already did.
This should suffice. Yes?
Yep, that should about do it.
Thank you.
And she'll like, just kind of like look at Lumio and say, "Well, I'm up. You want a cup of coffee?"
I would appreciate that very much.
and then she looks at Gever and kind of like waves her head, and she goes, "You can help. Come on." And Gever's like,
I follow along with
I
her.
what?" And she
I follow along with her.
Okay, yeah, and she takes you and Gever basically into the kitchen and starts like getting stuff ready, but also kind of ordering you around, like put that on the fire and do this and start mixing that over there. And it's clear that it's not just coffee she's preparing. It's sort of like some food to calm down with after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that said, let's see. Zarek, is there anything else that you really wanted to do?
All right. So we debrief at the wagons. It depends on who all is up. God damn it.
How did she know about you, Tark?
Very suspicious.
It is the family name on the male side, Plutarch. Famous in our ancestors.
When she sees you, bowing nods to you and her cousin and to Zinna, but she's sort of just staying by the wagon.
Cool. At that point, Zirac will say, "Well, it looks like everything is fine here. Suppose I was worried without cause."
There was an incident, but nothing happened. I found the gnome that is accompanying the second wagon in our wagon.
So the just to refresh my memory here, the wagon that we have obviously is carrying our dwarven brother. Does it also carry the messages that Orgev provided us?
Mm-hmm. Well, technically you and Dandarin both have a copy of the messages. Whether or not you guys have kept them in the wagon, I don't know, but that's probably something we should probably establish.
It's a good idea.
So, did you keep your copy in the wagon?
Zirax is paranoid. She would not in any way
Oh,
allow
that keeps his copy on him.
Okay, so then no, the messages aren't in the wagon.
But somebody might think they were in the wagon if they were suspecting a. Okay, cool. This is enough for Zirax to worry about for a couple of days.
Okay, yeah, like ultimately, one of these wagons looks way better than the other one, and is loaded with like barrels and bags and satchels and all kinds of stuff, and the other one pretty much has one big box and then like some spare parts. So like Dandarin's wagon is very clearly carrying one box and that's it. Yeah. So okay. And yeah, the lot of you get a dinner. And or not a dinner, but you get some snacks basically. And you know, there's some coffee. You're given a couple of cakes. As sort of when the bartender comes down, or sorry, when the innkeeper comes over, she goes, "I suppose I should thank you all for protecting one of my patrons. Here's some coffee and some sweet rolls. This'll have to make do."
That's very kind of you. Thank you much. And zero hesitation, Dandrin just.
Yeah, I mean they're good. Like I imagine the thing with like orc and half orc food that like 90% of the eating experience is like smell based, because they're supposed to like one of the alternate racial traits is like they have an intense sense of smell. So it's like, oh my god, this smells amazing, and it tastes okay, like it tastes pretty good, but it smells so good.
Are there more sweet rolls than there are us?
Yeah, probably.
Cherrun will eat one and then store another.
Okay, and
Ringer will eat one and then another.
and then at some point, Zeract, bowing will be the one that is next to you, and then they sort of rotate out like that. And all right, I do have a question for the lot of you. Actually, this is before Sharut. With the other things that you found, are you just keeping them?
No, Cherrun would probably keep the manacles, the key for the manacles, but then just kind of be, look at what else I found. So he'd be like,
Cherrun, take these, and Cherrun, take these. What else Cherrun found?
and just kind of plop it on.
Okay.
Well,
I will put
Sharut, Dandarin, you're both somewhat capable of at least identifying the quality of these things. I myself would be interested in the crossbow, if nothing else. I have a building aversion to being struck in the head.
You get used to it.
That's a reasonable aversion.
So I'm finding.
Cherrut can't, or Cherrut doesn't know what that table is, because I'm assuming that's an Arcana check.
The weird thing about this party is that none of you can actually determine if an item is magical. Some of you can stumble through potentially activating an item if you think it's magical, but none of you can tell if an item is magical.
Yep.
Oh no, wait. I think you might be able to do that with an appraise check.
Yes, you can do it with the praise. I think the DC is like
It's you can tell if it is or is not magical, but determining if it's what is magical, you have to get that specifically identified.
Well, if you know it's magical, then couldn't somebody also like assist with the spellcraft or knowledge arcana?
Actually, I don't even think that's not even in baseline appraise. That's in Unchained.
Well, it might be the additional one. Yeah,
that's in Unchained
special one.
appraise, and you have to have 5 ranks, so nobody could do that anyway. So yeah, like none of you have a way of seeing if something is magical or not. I don't think that Lumio has the detection sphere. So
No.
Yep.
However, magic items are going to be made of they're going to be of a higher quality due to being masterwork. So, at a bare minimum, we could identify that they are magic.
So that's more for weapons and not necessarily for all items. Like you can enchant whatever you want.
Would there be a knowledge check outside of Arcana that we could do, determine what the item might be?
Next level's when I have the ability to make and detect magical items. I can't do that yet.
Yeah, it's just that
I can just tell if it's masterwork.
yeah, like at the moment, none of you have the ability to do that. Like you have this thing, and you go like, I don't know what this is. Like this is a bread knife wrapped in what looks like a picnic blanket. Okay. Sure. But as the group of you are going through stuff, who was going through stuff? It was you and Zeract? Or you, Zeract, and Dandrin? Can the 3 of you please give me a perception check?
Can they?
Interesting. It's not letting me roll by clicking.
Good.
I need to reload.
Yeah, you probably just need to reload. Ia Tufatang.
God damn it! Now he's some sort of elder god.
What do you mean now?
And always.
We did meet him in a mine.
Cool. So, as you guys are going through the Rigger's Bag, the Rigger's Bag, by the way, is a masterwork. It's a masterwork skill item. The skill that it provides the +2 bonus to is climbing. So it's basically a bag of like pitons and stuff like that. In the bottom of it, sort of sewn into it, is a smaller pocket, and when you open that smaller pocket, you find there's a pair of gems, and there's also a basically a folded piece of paper that looks like the edges are blackened, like somebody tried to burn it and it didn't get all the way burnt.
Is there anything on this paper?
There is. Once you open it up, it says dis. I don't know why Dandrin's saying it. Thanks, Dandrin.
You're pretty knowledgeable
You're welcome.
why she was targeted, Dandrin. Why is that?
No, he just read the slip for us.
I hired them to kill her, obviously. Come on, get your head out of your butt.
We didn't find any token to speak of, did we?
Nope.
Yeah, looks like they wanted you dead, but that token, whatever it would have been our clue as to who wanted this. I mean, obviously a racist, but aside from that,
I think it's fair to suspect we're going to see more of this, similar attempts. I do feel awfully
It
good
could
about
be.
hiring bodyguards, though.
no,
Yeah.
it turns out it was a wise investment. The thing I would like to point out is you did make an issue for the mining company recently. A child is being obnoxious. Hold on.
We might be holding for a while.
Yes.
Zarak,
I do think it was good that you, Bowing says to you, I do think it was good that you hired bodyguards.
Zarak, other than mining, is there why people hunt your head?
You mean my charming personality isn't enough? I don't think I've gone out of my way to make any enemies, necessarily. We did push back on the mining company, but most of that was done through the appropriate channels, and Hampton seemed to have been chastened, and certainly, unless he's using some other pseudonym, doesn't seem to align with this letter that we have.
If mining company makes sense after all of us, just
Right. So it would be something specific that I'd done.
yes. Do not say words incur contract.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't think we did anything untoward in the city.
While this is going on, Dillian, Gever and Zen are gonna come up to you,
Okay.
and Gever's saying things seem like they got pretty excited. Did you see anything we should know about?
Not really. I was just trying to guard the wagon, and since our wagon's kind of full of stuff, I was like, maybe I should just, protect the one with the one giant box that seems to be housing the other one. There was a miscommunication with the bodyguard, and apparently I'm a ne'er-do-well. But, these things happen, so nothing really to report on my end.
And Gever kind of like shakes his head and goes, "Don't worry about it, man. Just, give the you gotta give the mocked that little bit of space. You know how they could be. Everything's
Yeah, they're
serious all
really
the time.
uptight. Yeah. Ugh.
Well,
Oh well. Live and learn.
I think I'm going to stop embarrassing myself and go back to bed since I'm out here in my knickers.
That's okay. You look great.
Right back at you." And
Thanks.
he takes his sword and his shield and his sweet roll and walks his underweared ass back to bed. And
What a swell guy.
Zena goes, well, if I'm up now, I think I'll just finish getting dressed and then I'll take over. I'll take over for you for my shift, and then when I'm done, I can go wake up Exile.
All right, that sounds good to me. It's been pretty exciting so far, even though nothing. I don't know what happened, but I'm a bit tired,
And
so maybe I should head to bed.
she like shoves basically the whole sweet roll in her mouth, and then before she really has the space for it, starts like licking her fingers clean, and like mouthful, she points at Zeract, and but she's talking to you, and she goes, "Someone tried to kill her." And
Was that English?
And then like she says some other words that are mostly unintelligible, and then goes to her room, and then a few minutes later she walks back out, actually wearing her like hide armor, and goes back out to the wagon.
Well, pleasant conversation as always. I'll say that like to how someone says that to themselves when they're like, "Jeez," something like
Yeesh.
that.
Yeah. Cool. So nothing else really of note is going on tonight, unless any of you have something specific you would like to do.
Cherrun, the barkeep is still up, would like to trouble the barkeep for potentially a replacement gown, because his has a hole and blood on it. It's not fun. So,
The barkeep is not going to give you clothing.
okay.
She will give you a pot of water so that you can do like one of those like standing tub bath things, where you like pour the water in the basin and then you like wash the wound. She's willing to go. She's willing to go that far.
I
But
just love the audacity, though.
yeah,
Barkeep, we've rented your rooms. Give us your clothes.
yeah.
Give me clothes. Do you have clothes that would fit a small child? I've seen to
Yeah.
ruin mine.
She'll just look at you and be like, "You seem real cute, but not real bright."
Looks deceiving. Yes.
Because Cherrun has no
Yeah.
idea what a bar or what an inn is like, really.
Yeah, we'll go with looks deceiving. I'll bring you a basin of water to clean yourself up.
Many things.
And she'll drop a basin of water off in your room. But otherwise, we will go to the next day. And Zeract, super wonderful thing happens on the next day. You were finally no longer bound to Savnoir.
Fucking thank goodness. Jesus Christ.
I got a new feat, and I'm going to try to use it at maximum effectiveness. Oh, jeez.
You did! Guess what? You did! Guess what? Fuck you. Yeah, that's... Oh boy. Okay.
So, it is now the 26th of Therendor. And if it matters to you, Kaithri is a full moon.
K3? Yeah, K3. Ire?
Yeah, sorry. Ire is the full moon. Kaithri, the plane of chaos. Aerith is a full moon, so Rezia, the plane of ice. Those are the only 2 full moons today.
I need more spirits for that to be.
Yeah, if you have to look, so that everybody knows what's going on and why this is important, is we sort of reworked pact binding so that it works with the moons, and this is what Zeract uses. So based on the moon and whether it's full or not, Zeract will get certain bonuses when she binds if she has a spirit of that plane or of that sign. So
Yep.
These are the ones since we're on the 26th. So yeah. And with that, let's see. It's about 8:30. I'll say let's take the 15-minute break here. If that's cool with everybody, and then we can come back around like 8:50 to keep going.
Sounds like
Cool.
a plan.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm gonna put us back to the map of Corvair and mute my mic. I will be back in 15 minutes.
Whew. Well, I went through all of that to make a new character.
Damn.
Guess we're gonna have to kill Zerac the hard way.
Yep.
I coup de grace you in your sleep with a halberd.
There we go. There we go.
Death by paper cut. Terrible way to go.
As is tradition.
I built an actual path-based character, and he is kind of great. He's kind of great.
Guess you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
But at least you have one.
Mm-hmm.
You never know, man. You never know.
Blink. Blink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, next level. I would need a lot of money for it, but the caster level for the item is 3rd, so it's something at 3rd level I can craft. It's a wonderful item. The amazing tools of manufacture. I basically make tools. So instead of the +2 base for masterwork, they give a +4 circumstance bonus, which stacks with my tool maker or tool mastery from blacksmithing. But the most important thing is once I hit 6 ranks in the craft skill, I can use the items and the craft skill to make items faster. So instead of 1/3, it costs me 1/2 the price of an object, unless I take the forging secret, which I will, efficient crafter, which reduces it to 1/4, so it would go back up to 1/3. But it allows me to craft an object in as little as 1 hour, as long as the object has a final cost of 2,000 GP or less. For objects with a final cost of more than 2,000 GP, I can perform 2,000 GP worth of work in a single hour, but only once each day. So,
It's not bad.
yeah. No, it's not.
So we're all gonna get masterwork metal armor.
Basically, yeah, because by the time 6th level comes around, where this would be worth it, basically, because I'll have to wait that long anyway, just for the just to realistically have the money to forge it. But yeah,
What?
and then I would have all the prerequisites by that point anyway.
For masterwork armor? Masterwork
No,
armor's
masterwork
3.
armor I can make right now.
Yeah.
That's no problem, and I'll have skill unlock and everything. I won't have that till level 7, because level 3 and 5 my feats are already taken for the ability to craft magical arms and armor and wondrous items, and then magic arms and armor. But yeah, and there is a reason for me to take Master Craftsman, which is that it's an untyped bonus to the profession.
Mhm.
So the secondary ability doesn't do anything, but it does help me meet certain prerequisites for other things. But it might actually be taken care of by my class. I'll have to talk to John Eric about it, since my class essentially gives me that ability for free. So
All right.
I think I can.
Eric, you're here. Justin, you're here. Andy, are you back?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Travis, you here?
Yep.
All right. Mike
Uh-huh.
and Noah.
God damn it, Noah.
God damn it, Noah.
While we wait on Noah, hey, how's everyone doing? We're doing fine. How was the break?
It was good. I got dinner.
I had Subway for dinner, and it was pretty good. Corvair does have like a really dope looking map. It's just like a satisfyingly good setting.
I agree.
Yeah, I listened to the Manifest Zone about halflings and the Talenta Plains, and I was like, of all of the ones that I've listened to, which are all really good, this one did nothing for me. Like, nothing that it talked about was worthwhile and about the Talenta Plains or about halflings. Because, like, all they said was like, yeah, it could be like, there could be anything there. And it's like, that's weak. It's like
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not.
there could be anything
Uh,
everywhere. The
I
end.
would like to go to Ghibli Land. That's where I want to. I want to go to Studio Ghibli. That's where I want
That doesn't apply to the conversation that we're having.
to. Was it
That's
Thrain?
no all over for you though.
Was it Thrain that had the floating
Oh,
islands?
with like the island moats and stuff. That's on there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
where that's what I was talking
up
about.
here.
Because
Yeah.
that's Ghibli. This is Ghibli
Yeah.
Land right here.
Yeah.
Those people are assholes.
All
I don't
of
wanna go.
yeah. That's completely not true. I mean,
Wow.
kind of true, but also completely not true.
A little bit true. A little bit true.
So like
What
there-
accent do they have to use?
the Ondarians I think are Irish.
That's in the notes.
But less thickly accented from the uppities. Lowborn tend more towards accented Irish Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I think I picked Irish for Ondare. But yeah, Ondare is where like a lot of the magical innovation in Eberron comes from. So they're the ones that are like, yeah, we just fly around on like hippogriffs, and we have, you know, our mage's college is just like floating in the sky and all that sort of stuff. Eldine is this used to be where Ondare grew its food, and then they decided that they deserve their own country, and Ondare can't really take it back right now.
Hey, okay. So to be fair,
To be fair.
oh, thank you.
Do we
To be fair.
Ellie did.
Oh,
a better
be
background.
fair.
So to be fair, the folks in the Eldine Reaches were like, "Hey, Ondare, we like you guys. Come in and help us out." And Ondare was like, "All right, cool." And then Ondare was like, "Wow, fuck, you got a lot of bandits in here." And they're like, "I know. Maybe we could use the help of like a military, and you guys could help us clear those out so that we could continue farming." And Ondare's like, "Huh, that's an interesting idea." Nah, fuck you. And they just left. They left to fight Breland. They were like, you know, our breadbasket doesn't actually deserve soldiers. Fuck them, leave them to the bandits. And so the Eldine Reaches were like, wow, we've been friends this whole time. You assholes come in when we're asking for help, and you're like, no, fuck those guys. Okay, I see how it is.
Of the core 5 countries, I think Aurelia, who's like the Queen of Ondare, is the only like her whole shtick at this point is basically that like she's the big time diplomat, because Thrain has turned into like it's completely run by the Church of the Silver Flame now. Ondare is still run by the royal family, and Aurelia is like the best diplomat ever. Karnath, Caius III definitely isn't a vampire. Why would you even suggest such a thing? That borders on treason, young man. Seer
Skeleton
is
soldiers, escort him out of here.
Seer is dead, and Breland is run by King Bornell, and King Bornell is like, it's described as like he's such a bro. he's just someone that's like, yeah, I'm the king, but like what I really want to do is go like, you know, fly fishing and then maybe catch a flick at the movies with my bros, man. So it's there. Ondare has the best magic college and the best diplomat, and also lost a lot of land. Like they lost so much land in the last war.
I mean, to be, I'm not going to do it again, but let's be honest in that if when your competition is Vampire King pretending to be his grandson, and hey guys, I just really want to chat out over here, like let's get some brewskis. Like being best diplomat is not actually saying a lot.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I would put it at she is the primary architect behind the Treaty of Thronehold.
Yeah, that's fair.
So she's the one that actually went like, hey guys, the Mournland, let's stop fighting. And only after Caius backed her up did the other ones go like, all right, we can talk about it. But yeah, like Ondare, all of the Eldine Reaches used to be part of Ondare, but so did all of like this area over here.
Yeah.
They lost, this used to be like Ondare's capital, and now it's just considered to be part of Thrain. So they lost Thaliost. Yeah, rough times, man. Anyway, so in the morning, you guys, let's see.
I got things.
I will go to this. In the morning, a man, when all of you wake up, there's a man in like boots with spike spurs on him, and he's got
The whole club
like
looking at him.
a long sort of like, it's basically a vest with an attached cape rather than like an actual duster type thing. And he's got a pair of small crossbows on the same hip, and he's talking to the innkeeper. So when you guys get up, because you're in a caravan, so caravans tend to get up pretty early because they have to leave. He's there, and the innkeeper kind of points to a lot of you, and then he'll head over, and he says, "So, which of you was involved in the brawl last night?"
Sir, that was hardly a brawl. I'd say more of an attempted assassination.
Oh, well, I stand corrected, and being here seeking information, what I want most is to have my wording dicked around with.
Just trying to help you set the record straight.
Why don't you try to be likable?
He is not good, or she is not good.
Never change, Zorak.
Zorak makes an expression that doesn't. She doesn't say anything, but the expression is as close as you can get non-verbally to. That's a bit of a stretch.
So, I'm told that one of you was attacked. I'm guessing it was Sunshine over here. Can the rest of you confirm this?
This is correct.
You know him?
I mean,
Damn.
that's
Anybody?
That's to Zoract, right? Like,
I mean, he's sort of just asking.
okay. I guess Cherrun would be like,
Do not know. One fled, two rest died.
3 fled.
no, only two.
Well, 3 fled. 1 was shot in the back.
Yeah. 2 got away. 1 was war crimed.
Yeah.
War crimed is pretty.
War crimed.
What you did?
Man, war crimed. That sounds pretty accurate, and I don't like that.
I don't
didn't
like that.
see-
Let's lie
I
a
didn't
bit.
See any white flag raised from that person? They were just running, probably to get cover to use another spell. Just saying.
Probably to get cover to pull out that white flag, but I guess they never got there, did they?
Well, did you see a white flag? Still not a war crime.
The
So
white
stupid.
flag isn't a requirement.
I was.
It's not even written in the. It's not even written down.
I give up or I surrender.
What if
They
you're
didn't even
deaf?
say.
What
they
if
didn't
the
even say I
explosion that went
surrendered.
off made you hard of hearing?
They didn't even say I surrendered. They just ran. They could have been getting friends.
It's a
Reinforcements. We
tactical
don't want that.
flanking maneuver.
So, anywho,
Falling back to your position.
But yeah, Cherrun says 2 fled, and the 3 of the assailants were killed. In
Can you
this.
describe the ones that fled?
I
And
mean,
he like reaches into a pocket and he takes out a little notebook, and he takes out a basically what looks like a really, really thin piece of chalk.
Cherrun was far from assailant. Lumio, Dander.
and he points towards those 2. If Lumio is like away from Luke, he'll like motion him over.
I mean, he's talking to the group, so I'm imagining the group's there.
Yeah.
And so, all right, so he'll look at Lumio since you messaged him, and he goes, "You Lumio or Dandrin?
I am Lumio.
Can you describe the assailant that fled?"
Yes. Let's see here. Is there a role to do this good? Because I remember Goatee Man.
You can give me a perception check to see how good your details are.
Okay. I'm just double checking my perception. It's a 1. Perception.
Everything was just moving so fast. He had a face and hair
Like you do.
on
You
that
look also like you do.
face.
He looks like a man.
I'm a man. All right. Plus. There we go. Oh, come on.
Yeah, you go like black hair with a goatee.
It was dark, and I do not have the vision to see well in it.
And
I
he
believe I am the only one who
He
saw
kinda-
the one who used the potion to flee.
kind of cocks an eye at you, and he goes, "The innkeeper said that you didn't leave the inn,
Yes, he came to my window to stab at me.
but you just said it was dark. You couldn't see him
It
in the
is.
light from inside the inn."
I don't have to be near him.
But
and
you
generally,
were
when
near
one is
him.
trying to stab at you, you shouldn't focus on their face, unless that's the reason you are being stabbed at.
All right, and the other one that got away, which you was Dandarin,
That would be this fine fellow here.
and I think Eric's still dealing with Kid.
Who dare say my name?
So he goes, "Can you describe the assailant that got away?"
Oh, sure, give it a shot. I have no idea what I'd roll for that.
To do it in detail, give me a perception check that says like this is the detail that I saw.
That.
Um,
He look like a man.
Yeah, like you give a little bit better of a description. Like you're like, oh, he had brown hair and crappy leather armor and a knife and a sap, and otherwise he was a human that was pretty nondescript and dirty. But there wasn't anything like super distinguishing about him that you keyed onto. Yeah, then
Can I do a sense motive on this guy? Like, is he like the sheriff or something? Does he have a badge?
you can do a sense motive if you'd like. But no, he does not have a badge.
I've already determined.
He seems earnest and irritated.
I mean, irritated at 90% of the talk to Zarak.
Yeah, weird, right?
I'm in the 10%.
So yeah, he'll take down what you guys say, and he'll say none of the descriptions match any key personalities in the area that I'm aware of. So whoever this was, it looks like someone was hired for you that's not from here. So good luck.
Flashing her most winsome smile, Zarak clasps her hands. You've been ever so helpful. Thank you for stopping.
You keep that winning personality going. It looks like it's doing real well for you so far. I definitely hope that you don't get murdered in the next town. But the one after that, yeah, you seem like a person the world could do without. And then he kind of like looks at the innkeeper and tips his hat and goes, "Ma'am," and then walks out.
Solid.
Sharut turns to Zarak.
What the?
Why?
He's just like, come on.
So rude. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that that both of us, me and the sheriff, had somebody try and murder them last night. It would explain his stunning disposition this morning. Clearly, I should have been more sensitive to the plight that he faced the prior evening.
Yeah.
That man needed to pull his tiny cape out of his ass.
Man attempting to help. You treat like what is
Garbage.
dog feed.
Trash.
I feel like that's a little strong.
These all work. Yes. Garbage. Trash.
So yeah, it's early in the morning. The wagons are basically packing up, getting ready to go. Is there anything that anyone wanted to do here before they head out?
Yes, absolutely.
If you guys got up early enough, you are able to see a very, very nice sunrise. Because you can basically just look out over all the plains and see all the like animal herds moving around. It's a really, really nice sight that you could still see from Sear, but like this one is pretty, and you're a little bit higher up, so that's nice. But otherwise, if you decide to sleep in, because you probably did, because everybody's adrenaline spiked last night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lumio just studied all night.
Yeah,
And I think I'm pretty fine.
She slept during most of the trip.
Lumio studied how to sleep.
The only thing I
Close
have
your
to
eyes
do
and wait.
is make 2 selves. And I'm
Okay.
just gonna-
Yeah, make some selves.
There's one.
Do you have to roll for each one that you make?
If I roll a 1,
Ah.
otherwise it like.
Cool. Okay. So, real quick, anything specific that anyone is doing, if you are doing something, please say so we can move on.
All right.
I have to guide the wagon.
Okay. That's
No, I say goodbye to the innkeeper, and thank you for letting us be patrons and
Yeah.
overall be nice to a person. You know,
yeah. She is willing to fill your thermos of coffee before you go.
I appreciate that. I don't think I have a thermos. Sharut, might I borrow your thermos?
Sharut makes you a third.
Cherrun makes you a thermos.
You
can no
call
longer
that
walk.
Okay, so yeah,
that a thermos.
yeah,
That's a pretty good thermos.
she's more than willing to like serve everybody breakfast and whatever. If you choose to like fully partake, it'll be like 2 silver out of whatever else you're doing for stuff. And then Zarak, you said you wanted to do something in town real quick.
Yes, there's a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm gonna pull Dandrin aside, and just kind of inform him that the gnome guard that we'd seen before, one of the bodyguards I hired, found him in the wagon last night.
You're saying that to who?
Dandrin.
Okay.
And only Dandrin. It'll be, let's go find a room real quick. I need to tell you this thing. I am paranoid by nature. This is your brother. Have this information.
What was he doing in the wagon?
I'm afraid we don't have that. He tried to play it off as though the guard was mistaken and he was just checking out a ruckus in the wagon. But let's be honest. There's a box with your petrified brother. It's not like he's getting up to much in here.
Mm-hmm.
This concerns you, and as much as it may not always seem it, I do care for the emotional toil that it costs. I think it's
Well,
important.
I appreciate you bringing this to me. Yes, thank you much. Select. We'll try and keep more.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, the bodyguards will spend some time keeping an eye on the wagon as well.
Good. Good.
Then Zarak is also going to try and bind a vestige.
Okay. What you binding?
Verbose.
Verbose. Okay.
Now I will note that it is currently that she is binding Therendor. Delore is waxing right now, so I believe that's a +2 bonus.
1 sec. I honestly don't remember. So
it was +5 for full, -5 for empty, nothing if even, and then +2, -2 for either of the more full or more waxing or more wane.
Okay.
So like today, Therendor, Zarentir would be dead even, as would Dravago and Larvian. Yeah.
Cool. We'll go with it. Go ahead and what parts of the ceremony are you doing to get bonuses? Or are you doing any of that, or?
She can perform the ceremony in a single breath, as she has the requisite constitution score. So that'll be a +2 bonus on top of the +2 bonus. So I'll make a diplomacy 4.
Okay. Go ahead and make the check.
That is a failure. It is a bad pact.
Okay. You make a bad pact to Verbose. This means that you are constantly showing the signs and influence, right?
Correct.
Dope.
So
this is so good.
Yep. So Zarak disappears for 5 minutes, and when she comes back, the kind of like auburn mop of her hair, it's spring?
It's
Summer?
spring, yeah.
Has been replaced with just this like verdant green ivy and vines. And when she just like she skips out into the group and oh Dandrin, you're looking fine today. I know that so much of this has troubled you, but you do cut an impressive fit. And Cherrun, I did want to thank you for your healing last night. I know that it was remiss of me not to make mention of it earlier, but I don't know what we.
Cherrun, like
1 second, real quick. Okay, sorry. There was a weird hissing going on, and I had to leave the room.
The hiss is back? That's so weird.
Cherrun squints suspiciously at Zarak and immediately performs a heal check.
Dandrin is just going to do the maintenance for everybody.
Zarak appear unwell.
Oh no, I'm fine.
You are unwell.
I feel wonderful.
Well,
Everything is fine.
you don't know what happened to her last night, but now her hair has been replaced with vines with little like sprouting flowers. And as a doctor, for the life of you, you can't figure out what's going on.
I know what's going on. The mushrooms have finally taken hold.
I said it would happen, and it happened.
Cherrun would recommend water, but will just make plants grow faster.
So a cleansing fire is needed.
Your concern is very much a bit. I know that you intend only the best. I am healthy though, and I want to make sure that you're not spending this time unnecessarily if others could use your skills to greater.
I don't know. You're doing that weird thing with your mouth you've never done before.
More times the wagon?
The wagon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somebody meant to select me.
All right.
Can you name him permanently War Crimes the Wagon? Because that's dope.
So
Side now.
and the group heads out, I'm assuming? Everybody's heading out?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm following War Crimes the Wagon.
Okay. So yeah. Everybody gets on the road going north again. And it's pretty easy going. There's a couple more farms north of town, where you can see just a ton of like animals and fields of grain and that sort of thing. It looks like the sort of herds that people keep here, it's more like they have a pen where the animals stay at night, and then during the day they just kind of let them out of the pen and they just wander the fields behind the house, and then they bring them all back. Because you're walking by and you can look over and see like these herds of like sheep that are 100 or 200 head large, with like one or two people and a couple of dogs keeping them all together. So yeah, you're just kind of moseying along doing your thing. I can actually go back to, where's that? Activate? I think it's this one. Yeah.
Can I scout with the other scout?
Yeah. With Cordit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. And we'll
yeah.
delete all those. And yeah, so while you're doing that, Zarek, what were you trying to say?
Oh, as part of this, Zarek gets a couple of abilities. She's going to grab the ability to speak with weasels of all things, and then a weasel animal companion will show up.
Okay.
So a giant
great.
weasel. Yeah.
Wait, this replaces Punchline? Okay, so you don't have Punchline, you have the animal companion instead. Cool. God, that's really weird.
So she's going to be sitting in the back talking to the giant weasel and to the weasel babies that she's been carrying around.
Sure thing. You're definitely doing that.
Yep.
So yeah, Noah, since Cherrun's wanting to scout ahead with Cordit, go ahead and roll me a survival check, and I'll let you know what you get. All right. And for this, Delian, did you want to go along too, since you're considered to be one of the like scouts of the group?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go.
Yeah, so like when Cherrun comes over, Cordit goes, "Yeah, I suppose we should probably go check it out. Delian, you want in?"
It's better than sitting here annoying Exile anymore. He's kind of stopped responding.
Yeah, about that. You know that he might kill you, right?
Yeah, I've lived a full life until then, and even though the looming death is just growing ever closer, it's, there's a bit of enjoyment involved in it. I know when to stop, and that was like 2 days ago, so I should probably stop.
Even fools that know not to bear.
I've reached
That's not a bear, that's Exile.
This is a weird day.
Seems go over.
A lot of things do. Quite small. You are too. A lot of things go over your head too.
Yep.
Prove me if I'm wrong.
One sec, I'm going to disconnect again. I don't know why Discord does that. It's really annoying.
The static thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
I'm starting to get it too.
It's been like that for, I don't know, a couple weeks, where every now and then, like a call that has been perfectly fine up to that point, it'll just start like This is why we need to use Steam Chat. The better the
Stop.
Yeah.
No.
Guys, come on.
My dick can
Transfer
only
over
get
to
so
Skype.
hard.
All right. Delian, can you roll me a survival check, please?
Yeah, man. I'm assuming it's a plus, because that'd be a shame.
Wow.
That sure is a shame.
Hey,
Sick.
you rolled good.
Nice work, Wagon.
Way to go, Wagon.
God, Wagon, you're so fucking good.
Good
We
old
all-
war crimes wagon.
We always knew you
No,
had it
it's
in you,
regular
War
Wagon.
Crimes Wagon. So I believe
It's sad that I can take control of the wagon, because I wanted to have Exile say, I am Tutark, and then the big reveal was going to be a thing, but apparently I can only have the wagon do it.
Mm.
Oh, well.
so.
Tutark was a transformer this entire time.
You guys are scouting ahead. You go up a little bit, and there's sort of like, think of it as almost like an embankment of rocks. And as you guys are walking around, Delian, you see some hoof prints that are leading like right into the embankment of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't look like the other ones really see it, or they did and didn't really mention it. And then when they keep going, you guys are sort of coming back on that embankment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
try
then
to point out those.
Yeah, and when you get to where like now you're on top of it, looking down, and it's really weird because it looks like the hoof prints come right to the bottom of the embankment where all the like rocks are, and then you're like 5 feet up or so.
Yeah,
and then they're on top too.
Okay,
just sort of in a straight line, like something just walked up like 5 pretty steep looking feet of rocks.
So I know you made a pretty good joke about things going over my head. How high can a horse sleep?
Cherrun, that would
Well-
be a question for Zarekt.
Oh,
Court like pauses and he goes, I've seen one leap a hurdle that's at least 5 feet once at one of those dressage shows.
Oh. Maybe it's one of these then, because there was hoof prints down by the rocks and now there's some up here.
Dressage? Dressage.
He's lost to time. Dressage.
Cherrun,
Damn it.
Cherrun corrects him on the pronunciation.
Cherrun believes is dressage. Oh. All right. I'll say it that way from now on. Thanks, Cherrun. So, yeah.
Normal conversation.
I saw him jump 4.5 feet once at one of those dressage shows.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Good comment. Excellent comment.
Yeah, so Cherrun, you're looking at tracks. Do you have knowledge nature?
I do not.
Dope.
I've got knowledge local, but I doubt that would help.
Scout looks at him and he goes, it's not horse tracks. And like you see Cordit sort of measuring it and he goes, too small to be a horse. Looks like maybe a sheep or something. I don't know what it would be, but it's not a horse.
Well, that's good. But the tracks go from the very bottom to the very top. I think I've seen sheep do this.
It's like an imprint, right?
Yeah, so if you where's a spot on the map? Okay, so as an example, if you're looking right there.
Okay.
Right where?
You have this area right here, right? Like where all of these rocks are. Basically what you see is this. And then there's like a pretty steep little embankment right next to the road. And then
Wait, how deep are the tracks?
they're as deep as an animal walks.
Could I
deep.
Okay, hear me out. Could I take a piece of paper and like
No.
push it down into it and then like scribble?
No.
Okay.
That's not a thing you can do with an animal track.
Yeah, that's why I was asking how deep.
Yeah.
So
I
in
pull
that
out
case-
my plaster of Paris.
And then that would work. And then I start blasting.
Cherrun will attempt to draw it. Like,
Okay.
suppose.
Do you have art?
I do not, so I'm assuming that would just be X.
It is.
I can't wait.
It's a scribble.
Go ahead. I believe it's actually an intelligence check. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Bro.
That's bad.
All right.
I rolled a 3. Oh.
So he draws like a stick animal and like the worst footprint.
That doesn't look anything like that. Let me give it a try.
You're like clearly better.
You add like a single line.
I do. See, now that is nothing like that.
He starts
They taught
just
me this in school. It's called contouring.
he starts drawing the tail on the horse that you drew, the stick horse.
See, that's closer to maybe being what it is.
Cherrun can see you are also not master of art.
Now that's just insulting.
All right. So yeah. So other than that, you guys go back to the wagon with nothing major really found.
Yeah.
Um.
Like we could have Cherrun,
Yeah.
not Cherrun, Zarak, just check it out.
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
Zarak has nature and is just sitting in a wagon.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Although
I
she's having a
suppose-
great fucking time.
I suppose before they go talk to Zarak.
I guess we could continue like scooting along, check
Yeah.
the shit out.
Yeah,
Well,
and
before-
like you guys can always like, from your spot ahead, you can always sort of signal the wagon to like catch up with you as one of those like, hey, like it's fine up to here,
Yeah.
and you don't have to necessarily go back.
Okay. Well, before we talk to Zarak, I'd be like,
Cherrun must tell. Zarak did strange today. Do not know.
Isn't she kind of just strange all the time? I mean, strange in what way?
Zarak normally blunt, very unfriendly. Today, different. Do not know.
It's
Perhaps she got hit on head too hard. Might
Hmm.
be too gently.
maybe like our other scout here. He just seems to be spinning in circles.
And Corded will look at you and go, I don't know. She seemed like she's having an all right morning, especially for what happened last night. She might have just, thought of things differently now. People can do that after they almost die.
Oh yeah, get a new lease on life, I think is how it goes.
Yeah, you go through something really traumatic. You realize that you don't want to keep living the life that led to those sorts of things happening. You turn a new leaf. Maybe she turned a new leaf.
the goblin shakes his head. And he's like,
There are leaves on head, but this is not.
Maybe she's taking it real literally and she doesn't understand.
She just doesn't understand.
he still just shakes his head.
Known Zoract a while. Not normal. Just keep it.
Okay, I'll be sure to do that. Then I guess we'll keep scouting on.
Okay. Yeah. While you guys are doing that, well, actually, like after you guys do that for most of the morning. Doing your scout thing and letting stuff catch up with you, and doing your scout thing, letting stuff catch up with you. Eventually, when you guys sort of have your first break or so after a couple hours of walking, and like the cousins sort of like rotate around the wagon. Everybody is like snacking on like rations and drinking from their water skins and that kind of thing. Gever, Lumio, Gever is going to move up to you, and he's going to say, "Hey, I wanted to apologize for not really, coming around as quickly as I could have last night. I didn't fully really hear what was going on, and then by the time I did, I hesitated a bit. So, if it put you in danger, I'm sorry for it."
Only mildly, but your assistance was greatly appreciated when it did arrive.
Yeah, if you and your lot need anything, I know that we're technically different companies grouped together in one caravan, but let us know, huh?
Certainly. I appreciate the assistance. And likewise, if there's anything that you need, please let us know as well.
Oh no, if there's anything we need, we just tell Amandu and he charges it to the prince. That's way more entertaining.
Oh, that does sound entertaining.
But if there's anything you need, let us know so it becomes our need.
Right.
And charges it, yeah, exactly.
And he kind of like, he gives you the little wink, and then sort of like wanders back to the wagon to get his stuff ready. You see Exile talking to Ashless. Zena will come over at some point and look at Ringer and say like, You're not too bruised from the scuffle yesterday, right?
It's not.
Okay.
Good night's sleep. I'm all good to go.
Good. I know a lot of guys, they even if it's blunted, they take a blunted blade to the chest and then they're just out for days or weeks, or you gave me me a floating rib. I don't want this relationship to keep going. Well, then you shouldn't have gotten to a relationship after a sparring match.
I mean, that sounds like a different conversation than the one we're having. But yeah, that's true. You should never get in a relationship after a sparring match.
Everything's sort of related,
I guess. But yeah, no, I had to learn how to do a lot of the things I do with a shovel and other implements similar to an axe. That involved me getting hit with them.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I always tried to learn how to block first, but, well, if that worked all the time, I wouldn't be wearing the armor.
Same.
Yeah.
Really wish I had grabbed that last night before I ran out of my room. Oh, that's smart. I did that.
Oh, yeah. You got shot last night, didn't you?
I sure did.
And she kind of like reaches out and like flicks the spot in the leg. She's like, still hurt? Or did the doc fix you up?
I mean, he fixed me up.
And she's just doing this like over and over. It's this little like...
Ringer's on the ground screaming.
No, I think he
fixed me. He doesn't have the
Flashback.
acting chops for that.
Flashback of Cherrun saying, "Do not apply pressure to the wound."
He fixed me, but your stupid powerful finger sucks. Stop that. And yeah, she has a pair of sweet rolls, and she grabs one and she kind of like breaks it in half and offers you half of it. And then basically just because Boween and Lumio are like the next two closest people, she offers to do the same thing to Boween and Lumio. And Boween at the very least accepts. And so she breaks half and gives it to Boween, offers the other half to Lumio.
Lumio politely declines.
Okay.
But
And
does sip at his coffee.
You see her, like, she already has the other half of the first sweet roll, and then she takes the half of that one and just kind of, like, fully into the mouth. Just, and then...
No, it's like, Ringer does the same thing.
And, like, licks the fingers very noisily.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't do it any other way.
And then when the wagon is...
You can. I don't believe you.
And then when the wagon's sort of back on the road again, the scouts start moving forward. Eventually, you guys will break for lunch, and it's more of the same sort of thing. You know, like they seem to have very good quote rations that are mostly just basically like fresh animals, fresh game. To the scouts who are with Cordit, you know that at some point when it's nearing noon, Cordit actually takes out and strings his bow, and he seems to be looking for some kind of game. And there's a point where he sees like a random like turkey sort of off in the distance, and you just see him loose an arrow, and then he goes and gets it, and he's like ripping feathers out the whole time, waiting for the wagon to come, so that by the time the wagon gets there for them to stop to have lunch, he's basically got a turkey ready. And yeah, so they eat good. They offer you some turkey if anybody wants any.
Cherrun will take some turkey.
Yeah. It's fresh turkey cooked on a campfire with a little bit of magic, because a campfire is not a great way to cook a turkey. So Ashless provides a good amount of, I'm just going to throw a lot of fire into the middle of this, and that charges the inside pretty nice. The fire charges the outside pretty nice. And then you have like barbecue turkey, basically. And
roll for dessert.
And a sweet roll.
And he will not share it.
You're a monster. You're just a monster.
Oh, somebody take your sweet roll.
They send assassins after. It sucks.
He worked hard for that sweet roll, man.
Well, I mean, the assassins wanted it, so you know it's fine.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Delian.
Yeah.
Sir, you're sitting there. Got your food. Got your cup of coffee. And you're kind of like, you know, off in this group where you're just sort of, you know, sitting with your wagon's folk. And it's the quiet people that are fun to annoy. Because Ashless doesn't talk much, and then when she does, the slow speech and the accent and the sort of fact that she just kind of like says the most obvious thing.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
know.
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's a little entertaining, and then Exile it's just clear that you're irritating him.
And that's what I live for. Maybe die for.
And then there's a point where Exile sort of freezes, and he looks like behind you, and he stands up real quick, and he draws his knife, and you see him kind of like pull his hood back as he does.
So this is the time, huh? I went too far?
He's not really looking at you. He's looking past you.
I'm down here. Eyes down here. Eyes down here, bud.
Even in death, it's all about you.
I'm desperately trying to let you live, and you're just like, no,
And
this is happening.
And he like eventually he stops looking past you, and he kind of sheaths the knife, and he looks down at you and goes, "Damn, thought you'd fall for that."
Nah.
And he just sits down. And
That was really good though. I'm very happy you did that.
He takes a bite of the turkey and he washes it down with a cup of the coffee, or with a swig of the coffee, and he goes, "I was just gonna kick your food in the dirt."
That would have been very amusing. I would have been upset, but I can understand as an outsider, that would have been very amusing.
Yeah. And he downs the rest of his coffee and he puts it on the ground, and then he just grabs a handful of dirt and he reaches over and he just opens the handful of dirt above your cup. And he goes,
"Well played.
See you in the wagon."
Yep, see you in the wagon. I just made a new friend.
And then Ashless looks.
He understands me.
And then Ashless looks at you and goes, "I wouldn't drink that. There's dirt in it."
Thanks. You want some coffee? It's got extra nutrients.
I feel like you're going to use the dirt cup, so I'm going to say no.
Well, saw right through me. Here, how about this? And I put dirt in her cup.
And she goes, "Now there's dirt in my coffee."
Dude, I'm loving Ashless. For real. Yep, there sure is dirt in your cup. It's not fun when you don't get mad.
I'm going to have to get new coffee.
Yeah, here, let me help you get that. And I'll just follow her when she gets it. I'll just put dirt in her coffee.
You're just going to do it again when she gets new coffee?
Yes!
Dick. The small terrors. And then she's just going to go like, "Is this going to keep happening until you walk away?"
No, I was probably going to do it one more time and then probably call it good.
And then she dumps out the coffee and fills it up and holds the cup out to you.
Thanks. And dumps dirt in it.
And she goes, "Well, yep." She just throws it away. And then she fills up the cup again and sort of takes a swig and starts walking away.
Have a good lunch.
Yep, you too.
Yep, will do.
And I'm the one who gets assassinated. Aw.
See, I do it with a smile on my face.
I love that the note that we're gonna find is be like, "Kill him and leave the token in his mouth." Reason, just fuck that guy, whatever.
It's in dirt in my coffee.
Signed, Ashless. Wait a minute, I keep thinking about this.
I've put my name on it.
Yeah. Otherwise, Zeract and Lumio and Dandarin, and Ringer. The four of you get to eat with Gever and Imandu. Imandu is very quick to tell a very long story about absolutely anything. He is incredibly old for a human, and seems to have done a lot in the 80-something years that he's been on the planet. He doesn't quite look 80. He looks 50-ish. But yeah, he's describing stuff that happened like in sort of the like first quarter century of the last war, which is weird for somebody who is, still alive and not an elf or a dwarf. But yeah, it seems like you hear like, "Oh, mate, yes, I was I was a Cherrun. I'm a Cherrun national, of course. Seer through and through. Metrol, born and bred, I was." But it's just because he sort of repeats and or interrupts himself at the beginning of almost every sentence. A story with him takes a long time. And he's basically just recounting nothing. Like it's just this dude has been a courier for like 60 years. Like, this is just what he does. He just runs wagons a lot. He used to do it for the army, but he was never like a fighter. He was just a logistics guy. And then there wasn't a war anymore. And then he just was like, well, I'll just buy my own wagon and keep doing it. To somebody who has traveled a lot, like Zeract, this guy's gonna die on the road somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
surprised he hasn't died already. I'm trying not to die listening to him.
Yeah.
Politely. At no point am I insinuating that he is bored or frustrating. She's just like,
Yes.
Your face hurts.
I have things to do. And then, like, he picks up the giant weasel and, like, the tiny ones and walks out of the wagon. All
When did
smiles.
she
and-
bring those
Lumio
weasels
is
to the wagon?
What's
Lumio
that?
is more than happy to listen.
When did she bring the weasels onto the wagon?
She's when we first got the wagon.
This is a different wagon.
When we first
This
had
is-
a wagon. The first time that this wagon was introduced.
Yeah.
This is War Crimes wagon.
Yeah.
Don't bring children near war crimes. What are you doing? You fool. This is why people want you dead.
Wow. Zeract is going to ditch and try and fight Ashley.
Yeah. It is easy to do because she is, she was over here when you were over here and was sort of staring at you out of the corner of her eye the whole time. And now she is drinking a cup of coffee, but she's just been holding the coffee to her mouth for about 2 minutes now. And like as soon as you started walking, she's just like, she's that person that tries really hard to make it not obvious that she's just watching you. But like it's super obvious.
Zeract will kind of step forward and I came to apologize. I fear we may have gotten off on the wrong foot the other day.
Oh, when you yelled at me.
Yes.
Yeah, that happens.
It's not your fault.
Oh.
This time.
I didn't think it was my fault. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't do anything. It's not on you. You've done nothing to harm me or mine, to draw suspicion or concern on you. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that and to apologize for my behavior.
Yeah. I accept your apology for you yelling at me.
You seemed interested, or at least perplexed. I wanted to see if there was anything I could do.
Oh, well, you're magic.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what kind of magic you are.
Oh.
Saw it as soon as I looked at you. You're a different kind of magic than you were a couple days ago. But you're magic.
It's very different, yes. What do you know of Shifter?
Like the race.
Yes. And culture, really.
So she kind of like closes her eyes for a second and like takes a little breath and goes, Shifters first emerged, and then she starts like essentially almost quoting a textbook, and she's going over facts and figures and dates and like clan structure and that sort of thing. Then she starts, if you let her keep talking, starts getting into the differences between of like the different shifter variations. And she's like, while Razorclaw and Longtooth shifters are the most common, there's also a number called the Beast Hide, this. These are not clad names, but these are more, and like she's literally like reading an article to you or a textbook, something like that.
Zeract will let her get to Dream Sight, and then,
which she will.
And she'll say, "Excellent, yes. So here, do you know the role that those with that particular grace, or I suppose benefit, tend to conduct themselves in shifter society?"
From what I understand, dream sites are most often put in some sort of position of leadership due to their, dream sight being taken as some sort of prognosticative abilities.
Not bad, actually. Yes, that's fairly close. Let's get into a little more detail. And Zeract will start explaining the role of dream sight shifters and moon speakers in particular to shifter.
And and as you go, and when there's like kind of a pause in what you're saying, she goes, "Are you saying you're a moon speaker? You're some sort of druid?"
Yes, sort of. Yes.
That's not druid magic. I've seen druids.
It's close.
It's different. I can see the hints of the nature attached to it, like a regular druid, but it's different. Druid. I guess I would have to see it a bit more in action.
Well, I'll make a deal with you. Meet with me tomorrow morning, and
when I go to refresh this particular situation, I'll have you there to observe.
All right, and I'll do that then. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Excellent.
And
mhm.
before you go to walk away, she like holds a hand out to you. I'm Ashless.
Zeract. And then Zeract will shake her hand and just looks super thrilled with this entire conversation.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then everybody gets back on the road. For Delian and Cherrun, can the two of you give me a perception check and then a survival check?
Yep. First one's perception, and then you said, what was the last one?
Survival.
Thanks. Sick.
All right, so I'm going to put you guys on the next map, which I don't think you'll immediately be able to see yourself, but then I will put you down.
I'm going to reload. It looks like it's stuck at loading the... Oh, wait. Maybe it's not.
It'll take a second.
Okay.
It's a big map.
Yeah. He's a...
Oh, lordy.
He a big boy.
Oh, big boy.
So Cordet and Cherrun and Jillian. Huh. Hold on. It's decided that it's not daytime, apparently.
Daytime. Ooh, big map.
Huh. All right. That didn't work. There. Now can you guys see a bit more?
Yeah, it's a big, beautiful map you got there.
Okay. Well, thanks. It is quite a big, beautiful map. Look at that big, beautiful map you got there.
Yeah, that's a really good, beautiful map.
Be a shame if
But how can
something
do this?
happened to it.
Powered by Zat Battle Maps.
Guys, let's turn around and go back.
Yeah.
We run to the end, load the next map.
If you guys haven't seen like these maps that this dude does, they're amazing.
They look pretty amazing.
About every month, what he does is, this month I made 1 million square foot dungeon map, and then he just puts it online like for free.
Damn.
Pretty good. And Ringer and Lumio are always together somewhere on the side. Zrax in the back, Dandern's in the front. Cool. So, for Cherrun and Delian.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Delian, you got not good on both of those.
Yes.
All right. Cherrun, while Delian's just kind of like, looking around, being helpful, but not necessarily being good at this, you and Cordet come over to the side here, and you both see very similar tracks to those other tracks that you mentioned before. The ones that look like they shot up the rock. You're just seeing some of those like in this kind of area.
Are there more of them? Like, does it look like there's...
It looks like there's at least 3 or 4 sort of like moving together. It looks like my thing is kind of... Why is it doing that? There we go.
Yes. So the tracks are going up this way?
No, you just saw them here. They don't necessarily like go up this road. You just see some here, and then they just kind of like continue on this way.
All right. Well, seeing these again, I think Cherrun is going to turn... How do you say this guy's name?
Cordet.
Cordet, sorry.
Way off.
Well, it's because he had Balance. Going to turn to Cordet and say,
We should ask Zorak creature this is.
All right, we'll have the wagon come up. And so he just kind of like waves a hand and waits for the wagon to come up. Because basically what you guys are doing is you jog ahead a little bit and then you like scout out and wait for the wagons to come. Because the horses and the donkeys just kind of move at like the same sort of pace. So yeah, after a little bit, the wagons get up there and you can grab Zorak.
Zorak, I require your assistance.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. What can I do?
Cherrun's still like not used
Skin crawls.
to that. Yeah, like he's just like...
Well, Cherrun will need to examine head, but do you know what creature?
Motions the tracks and shows them.
Let's find out.
Jesus.
Maybe. She might.
So yes, you know that these are the tracks of what they call a Malgar ram. So it's a very it's a very large sort of mountain ram from the mountains to the south.
Okay. Is it odd that they're here?
Yes. You guys are, by this point, a good 40, maybe 50 miles from there.
Okay.
You know what that means?
What else can you tell me about these rams? Like, they're big. They're obviously able to climb very nearly sheer surfaces.
They are able to climb very nearly sheer surfaces. They are, I'm going to put it, they're not necessarily aggressive, but they can be territorial. And that's males and females. The males and females both have horns. The males just have a slightly larger set. They don't give much in the way of like milk. They're not like goats, but they do have pretty nice wool. Yeah, that's pretty much what you got.
Cool. This information in mind, Zarakta is going to take a step back just so that she's within range of Ashlis. She'll turn, look over her shoulder, wink, and say, watch this. She's going to cast Detect Animals or Plants. It has a range of 480 feet in a cone-shaped emanation. She's specifically
480 feet?
It's long range, so it's 400 feet plus 40 feet per level.
Really?
Yeah.
That is...
Wait, let me do the math. That's 2 levels.
Wait. It's seriously
80 is 240.
480.
480 feet.
Which one is that? Like what gives you this ability?
It is Verbosa's Nature Sense. I can cast that at will as a spell-like ability. It lasts for concentration up to 10 minutes per level. On round 1, I can identify the presence or absence of that kind of animal or plant in the area. On the second round, I can identify the number of individuals of the specified kind and the condition of the healthiest. And on the third round, I can identify the condition and location of each individual present.
Jeez. That is...
Yeah.
Who the fuck puts in a long cone as a spell? Hold on. I'm going to draw this because it amuses me.
I am here to see it.
Starting at Zeract. Hold on. I'm at 290, 395. For 440, you said?
480 feet.
Yeah. Zeract's got it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Bad God.
So every 18 seconds, I can identify where the creatures are, where their exact positions are, what their condition is. And all that.
So first of all, lots of plants, like a lot of them.
So it's one specific thing.
Okay, so you're trying to detect that specific thing.
Yes.
Okay, you know that there is one here, there is one here, and there is one up here.
Okay, what condition are they?
Fully healed, fine, hale, hardy. They're
Awesome.
They're doing fine.
At this point, Zeract is going to mention and say, well, they're a large territorial ram. There's several of them in front of us. In fact, up near the bridge, and it looks like they've, in order to pass through, we may have to deal with them. I might be able to assist. Would welcome backup provide every time. We have some other option. Let's get up there and see what we can.
Are you guys seeing the stream? Like to see how big this cone is?
I fucking love it. I love it.
I zoomed out to see it. It's pretty massive.
It's so silly.
Who puts a
It's
400?
ridiculous that it's a long range.
It's ridiculous that it's long range. It's hilarious. All right, I'm gonna delete this now for things like sanity.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Just keep it in your back pocket so that when I go searching for, specific, I don't know, like plants and that I can do that. That's stupid. It's an amazing thing.
Cherrun will motion Cordot and Delian, whatever one it is, Delian, to join them. And essentially, he'll also
follow Zeract.
All right, and Zeract's going to move forward.
Okay. To where?
She's going to be moving cautiously, keeping eyes open for anything that may have driven the rams out this way, towards their location.
Okay. Where are you moving to?
Gotcha.
Like, we'll say that. Like, give me a perception check.
Cool.
everybody or just Zeract?
Zeract, because she's the one that's looking for this thing that you cannot see. Okay, so by the time you make it to here, you've seen nothing, except that you can sort of cast out your senses and still detect the rams there. So it's like this group is up here.
Mm-hmm. And then Zerect will head to the crossroads and see if she can see anything.
Okay.
Have the animals shifted at all?
No.
Okay.
But with that said, can each of you give me a perception check?
No, I can't.
Sorry. When I say each of you, I mean the people in the group that's moving up, not anybody else.
Okay.
The rest of you are so far back that the cumulative like minus 30 to your roll would just be don't roll.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Dillian, did you want to roll one too?
He may be away. Hang on. Yeah, he's away right now.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. You're not really getting anything from the crossroad. You're seeing that where you are, there's one up on the little ledge to the right, there's one up on the little ledge to the left, and then there's one that's kind of like in the bush in near where that bridge is.
With that huge radius, she'll scan for a couple seconds the 2 rounds to check for location to either side as well, just to make sure that they're not walking into the center of it.
Not picking up on anything in particular, no.
Cool. They are...
He's back.
I am assuming I missed something.
You did. It was a perception check, but it's fine.
Oh, well, my bad.
Zerect is gonna walk forward and is gonna use another ability that Verbose provides.
Okay.
Verbose allows me to use friend to all, lets me gain an insight bonus on diplomacy checks, and I can influence the attitudes of animals and magical beasts as if using wild empathy, substituting my diplomacy bonus. So knowing that they're there, she's just gonna start talking to them.
Okay. So like wild empathy is something where you typically have to be close to them? I mean, you're still like 100 feet out.
Let me...
Like you can't just shout sweet nothings to the animal.
I mean,
oh,
can.
yeah,
That is effective.
That is a very close thing. So yeah.
Discord is like fucking killing me tonight with the hissing.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Sometimes when you guys drop out, the hissing will also disappear.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
So Zerect is going to get to this tree right here and take another look. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you've got a thing, and a thing.
Is there any visibility to those?
Nope. Well, this one you can see. Sorry. Hold on. You can see it up on the top. It looks like a big ass ram.
Okay. Does it seem like immediately hostile? Is it like staring us down? Is it just kind of chilling up near the top?
It sees you. It's just watching you.
Zerect is going to motion to the bodyguards and just say, hey, this be a little dumb, but I'm going to get closer.
You are not.
I can't talk to them unless I'm closer.
I don't give a shit about the ram. Why are we away from the wagons?
To try and resolve this so that this doesn't end up in the wagons.
Resolve what?
These are territorial creatures here. We might be able to move past them without this becoming a problem.
If this is what you wish. Hold on. For the folks in the wagons, what are you guys doing while you see this happening up front?
Were we told to wait?
I mean, I assume so.
So just tinker and keep an eye out.
Okay. Lumio and Ringer, two of you doing anything?
I'm actually going to approach both Dandrin and Lumio.
Oh, okay.
And be like, don't be alarmed, but I think the mushroom spores have finally gotten to Zerect.
Oh.
I have to say that something has certainly happened with Zerect, but I don't know it's the mushrooms for sure.
Well, I can't know for certain either. I'm not a scientist. I'll have to ask, Cherrun when he gets back. But the thing Zerect's doing with their mouth, I don't like it.
Smiling. The smiling.
Oh,
you
that
mean.
one.
Yes, the jovial nature. Yes,
Not
it's,
natural.
I was worried you were talking about the talking, which is very natural.
From Zerect, that's natural?
Yeah.
Talking to you like a person?
Yes, she's talking a lot, mostly under her breath.
I don't get it. I don't like it. Saying,
All right.
Be careful.
Just one more thing to keep our eyes out
Exactly.
about. That's all.
That's right.
Speaking of
I
which-
remind everyone at this moment that I am wearing a mushroom hat.
Yeah, you are. Ringer just...
Keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Yes.
I feel like he would tip his mushroom hat at the end of that sentence too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
Oh, that's silly.
well done, Ringer. I had to resist my urge to ask if people had smelled popcorn and then have the hat go off.
all right. So the front group, you guys are moving forward.
Yeah.
All right. So you start moving forward. At this point, can you give me another perception check?
Sure can, bud.
And now you can see this one up here too. He's not really hidden by the bush anymore.
Well, that's not great.
There we go.
Solid.
What's everybody looking at?
Sure, like puts his hand on Dillian's head and like makes him look towards one of the giant rams.
Weird rock.
You could have just
Weird
said, "Look at
flex,
the
but
ram." I
okay.
guess. Yeah, we're the same size, bud. There's no need to be. There's no need to be this way.
His hand moves from the top of his head, makes a pointer finger, and just like puts it in front of his lips. He doesn't say anything.
There's a giant pair. Oh, the sheep. Oh, there's a
God-
sheep up there.
God
What about it?
Damn it, Justin! Your fucking name makes it impossible to whisper you.
Hey, Game Master is by far the best thing to have to whisper to. Also, particularly when I don't know if it's fucking working, because that's just amazing. Whenever...
That's just that could be a big whoopsie.
Yeah, that's a whoopsie I don't want to make. So.
I know that's why I don't do it. I message in Discord.
Oh Christ! Is it having you type out the whole thing? Because if so, I super apologize. That is pretty shit.
I know mine's basically home row. Let me just see.
And at this point, you can kind of make out the one that's on the ground.
Are they? Can I detect anything about their condition?
No, you didn't detect them with magic. You spotted them.
Yeah, I know. I meant detect with my eyes. Are they broken? Are they crouched?
Are they broken?
Those things are what those things are. So they are dangerous. Like,
Okay.
that's what you detect about their condition. They're alive, which means potential danger.
At this point, Zerax puts up her hand and starts motioning everybody to back the fuck up. And
Sure.
and does so herself. She's like, okay, we're just going to keep going this way, and we're going to go back. And hey, I really appreciate you bodyguards. I know that I paid for your services, but your insight, even if I don't always necessarily take it under advisement, I do value. I do think that it's important. And
Delian's running very far away.
Delian's like, I don't know what's going on, but
People are backing up, so I might as well hoof it.
I gotta go.
When they get to the bridge, Zerac's gonna say, "Well, in addition to the rams, there's also bugbears up there. This is not a situation that I wanted to move just some of us into. It seemed more prudent, per the advice of my trusted protectors, to get us into a position where we'd handle this situation rather than
Are you saying
Oh.
this just to your bodyguards or to all?
all of you,
Bugbears? They working for bugbears?
possibly."
How does a sheep work for a bugbear?
Well, they establish a pay rate and then go for a pay period type situation, sometimes by the hour.
Really, it's
some of
like
them meeting
any hiring situation. You
Yeah.
got to establish a rapport with your potential employee, and once you've done that, once you've decided that their experience fits the need, you enter a negotiation phase where you're identifying if what you're willing to offer it matches what they need, and vice versa.
Man, for a druid with leaves in her hair and a droid with the most amazing hearing I have ever heard, that was a lot of business knowledge I did not know you both had. Wow, I am just astounded and floored.
I've been talking to Dandarin's dad. We have a lot in common.
Oh, that explains it all.
And I left one of my ears on Zeract.
That's is he talking? I can't really. He's just so far away.
Strange, still work while disconnected.
It's very odd. I don't know how I feel about it.
Can I do a knowledge check on the bugbears? How they would like tame these or if it's like common. Cherrun has experience with bugbears,
Uh,
seeing as they're a part of goblins.
sure. Go ahead and give me a knowledge local.
Oh,
Love it. Love it.
man, my rolls
So
are
good.
I've
Stealing
had
your
like
dice.
yeah, like
You have Eric's luck.
I've got Eric's luck. I got a crit earlier, and I think it's just been downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to get one of them.
So Cherrun has been studying like the great aspects of the Dakani Empire, which are mostly kind of hobgoblin and goblin based. The bugbears are sort of treated like the dumb muscle, and he doesn't know much more than that.
Well, he cannot provide any information because that's pretty much what a bugbear is.
Do you think that as a goblin you'd be able to sway them to any extent better than any of the rest of us?
Cherrun's tiny compared to Bugbear. Bugbear not keen on solving problem word. Keen on problem muscle. Very good in point at target, but Cherrun not good.
Well, then let's bring the rest of the wagons up and prepare for a negotiation from a position of strength.
That's why.
Yeah, we motion the wagons up.
Okay. So wagons start moving up. From here, since you're a bit closer, Dandrin, can you give me a perception check, please?
Oh, I suppose so.
All right. So you are the most recent arrival to town, having come in only about just a little over 2 weeks ago. About 2.5 or so. You know that when you guys came in, at no point did the wagon that you were in go under a bridge.
Yes.
That's it.
Though I did
That's
buy this wagon
so like
afterward. Because remember, this is a different wagon than the one I brought originally.
it seems like you're latching on to the absolute not important part of what I said.
What he's saying is that the bridge here was not here before. That's what he's saying.
That
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
paid
exactly,
too much for this cart.
The two synapses fire, and what comes out of them is, I've been cheated.
So this
I also think he double charged me for the donkeys.
just to clarify, because obviously I'm a little slow at the moment. I'm distracted by my own brain. So is this the route that Grelic and I came through when we went to New
Yeah.
Seer?
Yeah, like this is the road north out of town.
Was this river here?
Yeah.
I asked because there's a bridge over a river. And
No, what like
I can't
not
remember the bridge.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Let me specify. I'm not talking about this bridge. I'm talking about that one.
Okay.
I now
had me there.
completely understand your confusion.
Yeah, I was like, but there's what?
Yeah, sorry. I'm not talking about this bridge at all. I am totally
What?
talking about this
Also-
bridge.
The what?
I like the idea of Dandrin just being like, well, we certainly didn't cross under that
So,
particular bridge.
Yeah, it's just
no, yes.
was there a river here?
I was like, God, I was just like, what are you talking about?
You just went full on dumb there, didn't you?
I legitimately was just like, huh?
Sorry, man. Like, I thought you understood what I meant. I didn't realize that I stopped you in front of a bridge and then went, this bridge is brand new.
And fine work too.
I guess I'll make a craft masonry check it out. No,
Yeah, he didn't ford the river.
that's what I thought. Is like,
the
I feel
river
like
was not here.
someone just made this
Nice,
bridge.
they work quick.
Okay, so I'll just make a note that that's new. Shoddy craftsmanship.
I need to breathe.
Why would there be a bridge up there, conveniently above a trade route, in between a canyon, where they could easily set up some sort of ambush?
Oh, yes, where the hobgoblins are.
Well, that'll do it.
Sir?
Bugbear.
Sir? Bugbears.
Bugbears.
Hobgoblins would never shut up and ambush that shoddy. Are you shitting me?
Hobgoblins smarter.
Zeract just nods sagely.
They build the bridge, then remove it.
I appreciate your input and insight as always.
Cherrun do not know how to.
Are you okay?
Well, yes, I think I'm doing fine. How are you, Dillian? I haven't asked after you, really ever. Are you doing well?
You're obviously ill.
Cherrun like immediately walks over and like snaps his fingers to make Zeract like take a knee and starts looking at her head.
Must be bumps somewhere.
So yeah, if does Zeract kneel so that he can do this?
Yeah, of course. She's happy to help.
She does not have hair on her scalp anymore. It has been replaced with these vines.
Cherrun is just perplexed, so he's just gonna do another heal check, I guess. He's like,
So what is
no,
this?
what's
I
going
don't
on?
fucking know. I don't
No,
fucking
no.
know.
And you hear from the other wagon, no, this is fine. I've seen it happen before to druids.
Cherrun like,
Who did that?
Let Cherrun check for bumps.
I find no bumps.
You
in it.
find no bumps. In fact,
Holy shit.
if you don't count the little like the bruise from the knock on the head last night, Zeract is in the peak of health.
Well,
This
goddamn.
Cherrun thing?
So while you're doing this, Amandu goes, well, what do we if they're setting in, if we're being ambushed, what do we do?
We counter ambush.
There's certainly more of us than there are of them. Perhaps we can move forward and negotiate from a position of strength.
Well, to negotiate from a position of strength, I imagine we'd have to have some means of combating their advantage of height.
Ah, well, that I can help you with. And he pulls out his little grappling hook, and I've got boots to match.
Now, the question is that
Well
going to
done,
bring them,
Travis.
or is that going to bring them to you? Because either way, I don't see how this helps.
From
I
where
don't-
we're at. Sorry.
Dandarin, when you say that, Exile, who's gotten out of the wagon, goes, no, I don't think that's right. The question is, how far are we willing to take this, and what are we willing to lose if we don't want to fight? Is it one wagon? Is it two? Is it a couple of horses or a couple of people?
Cherrun, there has trying together.
That's
Supply.
right. We did pass by those wagons.
Yes, and I'd seen them from Eagleback during the fair.
This bugbear's not upgrading. They had diplomacy option.
All right. So then the question was, if they want the wagon, are we giving it to them?
How many bugbears were
Well,
there?
well, I suppose we'll just we'll just have to kill them.
I don't think we should give the wagon.
What part of we'll just have to kill them was misunderstood? I'm not giving up my wagon and the contents of my wagon.
We will we'll try talk we have to.
Exile, how good are you with that knife that you pulled out earlier?
I'm good enough that I don't need a newer knife.
Well, that's good enough for me, and I hand him a grappling hook. I guess you could join me up top.
Fine.
I've got one more, other than the one I have.
Can we see this over here that appears to go up the level that they are at?
Can you see what?
Over here.
The people that went that way saw that. So yeah. So what Zeract is telling you is that Zeract thinks that there is one on the bridge, and that there's one in this bush hiding there with a goat. That's what Zeract saw.
That's a fucking stuffed bush.
So why don't we take and kill them in their height advantage against them? Leave a capable guard here at the wagons, and then the rest of us move forward and clear the way. If diplomacy works, fine. But if not, the sword.
Works for me.
I'd be willing to help out with that.
Very well.
So I guess we essentially set up a counter ambush.
Okay.
But like, so we set up the counter ambush, but Cherrun will talk to the bugbears, and if they don't let us pass, we'll ambush them.
Where are you going to ambush them, or where are you going to talk to them from?
I feel like the ranged characters could help. So a couple of ranged characters could probably set up a bit away and just yell at the guy on the probably once Cherrun's given them enough time to set up, probably about 120 feet away. Probably not that far, right? Yeah, about 120 feet away. And so long as it's not Cherrun just by himself, so he doesn't impaled by
Or trampled by a goat.
or eaten by a goat.
Gold foods. Thus were the goblins made, and thus did they find their proper end as goat food.
But yeah, so Cherrun will give enough time for the others to set up a counter basic, and then he'll say, "Look, if they don't agree to our term, just wipe them out because time is kind of we spend enough time to get on them." So yeah, the only question remains is who's coming with me.
Lumio would go, but Lumio has no ability to communicate unless they know common.
Direct will set up with kind of further back, and so if they do start to move,
Dandern will go forward because Dandern also speaks the tongue of bugbears and goblins. I have my halberd out currently.
Oh, right.
with
I
my,
do speak Goblin.
hammer in my weapon rack.
Yeah.
I forgot. I do speak Goblin.
Okay, so let me get kind of the NPCs out of here. Cherrun, you're going up. Lumio, you said you're going with him. Danderen, you said you're going with him. Zeract, you said that you're going to be sort of farther back.
Yeah.
Okay. Coralie and Boween are going to be with you. Deliad, where would you like to be?
Either up front or trying to get a better vantage point, like to maybe like climb up. Oh, I just zoomed. Climb up here, using my clamp boots.
Okay, I saw what you're talking about now. Okay, so you're going up with them, but not necessarily going all the way forward.
No, I'm trying to get like an alternative angle, just in case.
So I'm gonna put you and say that you're not going all the way forward with Zeract. For the ones going up, Geber and Zina are more than happy to go with you. Actually, Imandu would demand that at least one of those stay back. Probably Zina. So Geber will go with you. Cordet will. These people will probably stay with the wagons, since you guys are going forward. Forcind will jump into the driver's seat of the wagon. Ringer, what are you doing?
Well, it sounds like there's an ambush party and a diplomacy party. Ringer would probably go with the ambush party.
Okay.
Then you get a grappling hook, bud.
Cool. That's like a what, +2 or 4 to your climb check, or is it just tools required?
I think it's
All right. Cool.
You gave one to Exile and you gave one to Ringer. So so sounds good. I'm gonna move diplomacy party up. I'm gonna put you guys here. Tell me where you're actually going and where you stop.
So about one. So I'd say about right there.
and Zeract will be a little further back.
Lumio would also be towards the center and back, not forward facing if possible.
Dandern will be in the front.
Yeah.
Does that work for you, Lumio?
Yeah.
All right. And then Delian, it sounds like you're running the SEAL Team 6 team, and you're taking them over here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it to Cherrun, master diplomatist.
Diplomatist, yay!
I read all that shit wrong. Hook and pulleys just to basically grab stuff and bring it.
Oh, all right.
I mean, you could take the.
You could always take like the path.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's what we'll do.
Okay, so I'll put you guys right there.
I see Delian giving them the hooks and telling them to use them like grappling hooks, and then it fails miserably, and he's like, "Oh, that's right. It doesn't work that way."
Well,
Yeah,
does it pull you to places?
It says this gadget counts as a thrown weapon with a range increment of 20 feet. Make a ranged touch attack against an unintended object that he could hold in one hand. If successful, he may move that object to his hand as a free action.
Oh, I mean that's cool, but yeah,
reach.
that's not a hook.
It is not.
It is
not at all.
one facet of the hook shot without being the other facet of the hook shot. So
Yeah.
it's very useful, but it's not all encompassing useful.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
can
fine.
use it to drag, trip, disarm, steal.
Yeah.
Combat maneuver editors. Shit like that.
Yeah. So
Ringer absolutely loves this thing.
yeah, Ringer's
He's
just
got so many crit advantages
Ring,
already.
Ringer's just like picking up rocks and shit. All right. So, Cherrun,
Right. We know you are hiding there.
and
We ask them.
you
Go ahead.
you hear this
sort of scratched out in rumbly goblin.
I know you know.
Nice.
You probably know it is best to let us pass without any trouble. Would you agree?
No. Give one wagon. Live. Fight. Die.
You would rather seek your own than let us safely. Is that what I am to understand?
There's you hear a strangely high-pitched whistle from such a big, like, bugbears are basically Wookiees. They're 7.5 feet tall. They're 450 pounds. They're mostly muscle. They're covered in hair. You hear a sort of a high-pitched, like, whistle. You hear a high-pitched whistle from the bridge, and then you see from somewhere up on the ridge a javelin kind of arcs and then lands right there. And then the voice comes again, and it says,
Don't need to die, Golandar. Can live. Give the wagon.
Unfortunately.
Come then. Fight well enough.
Know that.
Come, fight well, and I will tell the word bearers about you.
Okay, so now that is interesting. What does this bugbear look like?
You still don't see him.
I thought there was one on the bridge.
That Zorak saw. That's where the voice is coming from. You still don't see him.
Okay. Cherrun will draw his hand crossbows and be like,
Cherrun's the proper day one.
I heard him.
Well, it's to the people that can't seek a goblin. I'm pretty sure.
I also understood him. I say, pretty okay goblin.
Delian.
It's weird that it's metallic.
Delian and Ringer, can you please give me oh wait. I don't know if Ringer will actually be able to do
what?
I don't think you will, and nothing that your character can do tells me that you will. So this is actually just a perception check for Delian.
Okay.
All right. So Delian and Ringer, as you guys are coming around this way, Delian, at the same time, you and Exile both say, well, I don't know if you would actually say this. Exile says, trap.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. And Ringer, it's up to you or whether or not you stop, but they both just real quietly just went, trap.
Ooh, that's poop.
I mean, if I can hear it, I'll stop.
Okay. Yeah. And Delian, you know that there is a trap right there.
Cool. I'll be like, don't step right there. And I point to basically that hex. And that'll be a bad time for you.
So once they point it out, Ringer, you can kind of see it. There's a cleverly concealed but still fairly rudimentary snare trap that looks like what it is keyed to do is to tie you to some sort of heavy boulder and send you careening off the side of this little embankment. So you wouldn't fall far. It's only like 10 feet to the ground, but you'd fall down there tied to a boulder. So there might be extra shit.
At the very least, I'd be weighed down.
Yeah. So at this point, from Ringer, Delian, and I will roll for Exile, please give me stealth checks.
Sure.
Okay.
Damn, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Way to go, man. Yeah, the group of you can get up to about there. You seem pretty hidden. Yeah. So at that point, we're going to, I think we're going to basically stop, but then we're going to prep for the fight that we're going to have next week.
Ooh.
As you fight off the bugbear ambushers.
I tried to reason.
I mean, you really didn't try to reason with them. You tried to intimidate them, and you're a goblin.
Yeah.
If you tried to reason with them, there might have been, hey, would you like to make reasoning with them rolls? You went in and said, we're bigger and stronger. And they said, no.
Well, it's like
Being as I have eyes and understand how weights work, no.
my thought process was, it's like they want the wagon. I have nothing to bargain with.
Sure you do. You have the wagon to bargain.
I'm gonna give them the goddamn wagon.
Well, then I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna cut it there, and then we will run the fight next week. So thanks to everybody for coming, and I'm going to end the stream.